to stay healthy. Shelly Sloan, Health Promotion Coordinator for Lifestyles, offers these tips. Park farther away so you get a nice walk-in. Exercise as much as possible. Take advantage of dining hall nutrition information online so you can make healthier choices. And stay away from fatty foods. Instead of this, drink this. For more information, go to www.oswego.edu/lifestyles. Here's to a healthier you.
TOP, brought to you by the letter W.
You're watching
Oswego
Sports
Update.
Hey Laker fans, remember the following.
Be loud,
Be proud.
Be funny, be civil.
Above all, be positive.
We've cleaned up our act on the ice. Now it's your turn to clean up yours in the stands.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Max Zeal Gymnasium inside Laker Hall here in Oswego, New York for WTOP 10's second game in a row coverage of the NCAA Tournament 2012 featuring Oswego State and the Endicott College Gulls. Jared Lom, Ross Bentley, and Blaze Hill here with you on the pregame show. We're going to take you right up to the tip where we will have Joe Manganello and Adam Rupsick on the call. Now, guys, let's look first at Endicott College. Their season recap. They're coming into this game with an 8-game win streak. They won the Commonwealth Coast Championship. They had arguably one of the best games of the season, held their opponents to 66 points. They themselves scored 90. They shot 62% from three-point range and pulled down 45 rebounds. How much confidence does a hot streak and coming off a game like that give you coming into the tournament?
Well, Blaze, you mentioned it. This team in the Commonwealth Coast Championship game against the top team in the conference, Sal Virginia, and they blew them out. 90-66 was the final score. So they're coming in here with a ton of confidence. This team is playing the best basketball they've been playing all season long. They're averaging near 80 points a game. They're going to want to come out and really run in this game. They know it's going to be a tough environment. They know Oswego State is a great team, but they feel like they can compete with anybody right now after the performance they showed in the Commonwealth Coast Championship game. So they're going to come in here really ready to go.
Yeah, I think their confidence has to be mile high. Right now they're coming in, like you said, an 8-game win streak, but they won their championship game by 24 points. Right now, not only were they declared champions, but by 24 points. It was a blowout. It wasn't even close. Like you said, shooting over 60% and grabbing over 40 rebounds. They think that anytime they shoot, they're getting the ball, or they're going to score, and if they don't score, they're getting the rebound.
And Oswego could be in trouble if Endicott's firing on all cylinders and players like Sean Michael and their array of other three-point shooters aren't hitting tonight. Now, Oswego State coming in with confidence as well, but they need to be careful that it doesn't, they don't become overconfident, I guess I would say. They're coming off one of the best seasons in history. First SUNYAC championship, 25-3, undefeated in conference play, have not lost a single game here in Max Zeal. What is the biggest thing they need to do tonight to keep these streaks alive?
I think they need to stay focused, eyes on the prize. You know, their goal all season long was to win the SUNYAC. That was all I heard from Coach Leone all year long. We got to win the SUNYAC. They went undefeated in the conference. They won the conference championship. All the seniors have now completed their goals within the conference. But this team has Final Four capability. I mean, they're number 14 in the country right now. They're right in it, so they need to stay focused. You know, there's two mindsets this team can come into the tournament with. A, we did our job. We won the SUNYAC. Let's just see what happens. Or we have a chance to go as far as we can take ourselves, and I think Coach Leone needs to make sure this team comes in focused and ready to play.
Yeah, like you said, they are happy with the SUNYAC championship, but it's undefeated at home, undefeated this, undefeated that. But if I was a player, this is just another step to where they want to be. They lose tonight, you never know. You don't really know what to make of the season. Like, they made a good step forward, but a win tonight, win tomorrow, maybe make something even better out of this already great season.
They certainly are happy, but they are not satisfied. And you mentioned how they can easily come in. If they wanted to, they could come in here and be like, you know what, we did our job. It's just the NCAA tournament. But would Coach Jason Leone, first-year coach, all SUNYAC Coach of the Year, would he ever let them come in with a mindset like that?
I don't think so. Coach Leone is one of the more intense coaches I've come across, you know, in my years of covering basketball here for WTOP. He's fiery. He has this team ready to go. He's not going to let them not be focused for this game. He's going to make sure they're prepared offensively, defensively. They're going to have the right mindset. I think this team is going to be ready to play because Coach Leone is just not going to allow them not to be.
And Jared, the intensity he brings not only off the court, but on the court. We see the jacket come off a lot. He's constantly yelling. Even if his players are up 30, he always demands the best. How much does that mean to this program?
It means a lot because one thing that I always hear being down by the court is he says, you got to play through the finish line. You got to play through the end of the game. He'll look at Chad Burridge with 20 seconds left. They're up by 20. The game's definitely over, but he tells them he's got to play through the finish line. They got to finish the game out strong.
Now, the last time we saw Endicott College in the NCAA tournament, it was 2006. It was also the last time they won their conference championship, certainly coming in with a bit of a chip on their shoulder here tonight. So you look at Phil Rowe and his players. Certainly, this is the first time they've ever had extended postseason success. How will that affect the preparation for tonight's game?
Well, you know, it's the same kind of thing we talked about in the last game with Medaille and with Eastern Connecticut. You got to come in here, shake off the nerves. It's a one-and-done format. If you come in here and let the bright lights take advantage of you, you're going to get bounced in the first round. You know, this team has to come in here prepared, ready to go. They're going to be nervous. That's natural, but you got to channel that emotion and play your best basketball, because if you don't, you're going to get knocked out.
Yeah, I 100% agree with the nerves factor. Is that they got to come out here and they just got to play like any other game. Yes, this is a bigger game than they've had maybe in their entire existence, but they definitely have to try to get rid of the nerves, try to play their own game, and maybe try to even take out this crowd.
And it is, Ross, as you alluded to, a do-or-die format. Oswego found that out the tough way last year when they lost in the second round here in McZeel to Rhode Island College. They got an at-large bid last year. This year they have an automatic bid, and there's so much more that's different to this year's team from last year's team.
Yeah, one of the biggest differences between this year's team and last year's team, along with having a different coach, is Hayden Ward. You know, he's been out there playing great basketball. Last year he was more of a role player. This year, there are games where he is the guy. You know, it's him and Chad Burridge, 1 and 1A right now. Hayden Ward made the all-first team in the SUNYAC Conference. You know, I would even say at times this year he was more valuable than Chad Burridge. So if he can come out there and play with the same intensity and aggressiveness that he's been playing with all season long, it's going to provide a huge lift to Oswego.
Yeah, I think the biggest point, yeah, there's Chad Burridge, there's Hayden Ward, but I think it comes down to Sean Michael. Because unlike last year where he was the starting point guard, but Kevin Kusel and him kind of swapped in and out a lot, this is his point guard is his position this year. It's his team out there. He is the coach on the floor. And like we said, he's got the highest percentage of three-point shooting, top 10 in steals, top 10 in assists, and he runs the court out there, and the team kind of goes as he goes.
And he doesn't just get it done shooting. He, of course, leads the nation almost 52% from the three-point line throughout the season. But I'd like to go back to Chad Burridge and Hayden Ward, because the interesting thing about it is, as you mentioned, it's no longer Chad Burridge with a side of Hayden Ward. You ordered two entrees when you play this Oswego team. It is Chad Burridge and Hayden Ward. And a lot of the time what we saw this season was the SUNYAC teams that Oswego would face off against came in, totally shut down Chad Burridge. But when you do that, it leaves Hayden Ward open. And conversely, it goes the other way.
Yeah. Well, Chad Burridge is the two-time defending SUNYAC Player of the Year. He's going to come out there and play with the same passion, with the same intensity that he does every single game. But Hayden Ward comes in and just adds that extra layer to this team. What we saw this year, which we didn't really see last year, is he's a really good shooter. He can hit three-pointers. He can shoot 80% at the line. That really opens things up for the guards. When you have two big guys who can go inside and outside, Michael's going to get good looks. Sheridan and Monahan are going to get good looks. That's why this Oswego team's been so dangerous.
Yeah, like we said, that last year kind of seems like it was the Chad Burridge versus everyone else. This year, like you said, with Hayden Ward coming into his zone more, Sean Michael definitely knocking down like his position at point guard, and even Ryan off the bench. Connor Monahan now in the starting lineup, which he wasn't in last year. Just all these players have been carrying their own. And somebody we also didn't mention is Chris Gilks, who has gone for double digits in most of the games. So they have somebody else to look to besides Chad.
But the goals certainly are not coming into this game without star-studded players of their own. You look at Commonwealth Coast Conference Rookie of the Year, Andre Macris, and team-leading rebound Eric Kahlo. Both players are taller than Ward and Burridge, and OSU transfer Josh Delfino is the same height as Kahlo, who has the advantage in the post and off the glass tonight.
Endicott's got a real size advantage in this game. That's something Oswego didn't encounter too much in the SUNYAC. You figure they're going to have the lockdown with Burridge and Ward on the glass. Not going to be the case in this game. They're going to have to work hard to secure every defensive rebound. That's one way a team that doesn't shoot as well can stay in a game, is by getting second and third opportunities. Endicott's going to really try and take advantage of that with Macris and Callow in this game. So, you know, the Endicott has their two big scorers in Green and in McGee, but the big guys on the glass are going to be a huge factor as well.
Yeah, although I do think they might have the advantage on the glass, I do think between Chad Burridge and Hayden Ward, I think they may be more athletic. So, although it is going to be it's going to be probably the toughest assignment that they've had all year, because like you said, that the SUNYAC conference, the Lakers really do overmatch everybody. So, but I'm also going to look to see Ryan Sheridan, Connor Monahan, Chris Gill. The guys on the outside are going to have to crash out from the outside, even around the three-point line, get those long rebounds and try to get out and push.
Now, I think most would agree that this certainly has the potential to be a close one tonight. The team stat that I look at that has the most potential to be the difference in this game, Oswego State outscores their opponents by an average of almost 13 a game, whereas Endicott only 7 a game. Guys, what's the team statistic that you look at that will be the difference in the box score and the scoreboard tonight?
Well, I think it's turnovers. That's going to be a huge part in this game. Oswego has done a great job all season long of limiting turnovers. Endicott, on the other hand, you know, they need to take care of the ball. They're playing on the road. They're playing in front of a hostile crowd against the number 14 in the country. 14 team. The last thing you can afford to do is give Oswego easy baskets off of turnovers in transition. They have got to make sure they don't turn it over.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to the mental game with this, is because turnovers, second chance opportunities, forced shots, just a lot of things that don't need to happen, but that could be the difference. Even if it's only 4, 5, or 6 points, that may be the difference, considering Oswego's only outscoring their opponents by 13.
And basketball is, of course, gentlemen, 90% mental. Now, guys, who's your game changer on both sides of the court tonight?
Well, for Endicott, I'm going with Lance Green. This guy is 9th in the Commonwealth Conference at scoring, right behind his teammate in McGee. He has the ability to come in here and take over the game, really demand the ball on offense, and get the Oswego players in foul trouble early on. For Oswego, I think it's Ryan Sheridan. This guy came in and had an excellent SUNYAC tournament. He was the key player in the semifinal.
5 3-pointers.
Yeah. If he can come in and knock down some threes early on, it's going to take a lot of pressure off Ward and Burridge on the inside. And I think if he plays with the confidence that he played with in the tournament, he's going to have a huge game.
Yeah. I'm going to take the easy way out. I'm going to say Chad Burridge, because this is his team. This is his senior year. This is where he wants to be right now. He wants to lead his team to the next round. He wants to be that guy. Whether he puts up 5 points or whether he puts up 20, I look to him to be that changing factor. And we all know when Chad, if he can get that dunk, whether it's something spectacular or whether it's just a putback, the crowd goes nuts, the team gets into it. And for Oswego, I think he'll be the game changer. For Endicott, I think it's going to come down to their bench game, because I can't pick one player, but it's going to come down, like you said, is that all their starters average double-digit points. But I do think it's going to be their bench guys, that when somebody gets a foul trouble, who's going to step up and who's going to be able to produce.
Chad Burridge, of course, always has the potential to take over a game. And that player you alluded to, Lachlan McGee, look out for him tonight as well. Now, prediction, guys, who wins and why?
I think Oswego's going to win, but I don't think it's going to be easy. Other than Division I Texas Pan American, which they played in December, this is going to be the hardest team Oswego has played all year long. They shoot 45% from the field. They average almost 78 points a game. They played in a pretty good conference in the CCC. They've got 5 players. Everybody in their starting lineup is averaging double digits. So you don't know where their offense is going to come from. Having said all that, I think Coach Leone is going to have this team prepared. They're going to have them ready to go. I look for Chad Burridge to take over the game early on, get his team established. I think Oswego wins a close one.
Yeah, I think Oswego will come out on top on this one. And like you said, where it could be close, I actually think Oswego will probably win by 10 to 15 points.
The players are finishing up their warm-ups, and when we come back, Joe Manganello and Adam Rupsick are going to be on the call. Thank you for joining us here on the WTOP 10 pregame show. We'll have National Anthem for you in the first 20 minutes of basketball when we come back. For Jared Lime and Ross Bentley, I'm Blaze Hill. Thank you for joining us, and enjoy the game.
There's a lot of talk out on the street about his mother, your mother, their mother. But in the end, is anyone really even thinking about them?
You're watching
Oswego
Sports.
Update.
Hey, Laker fans, remember the following. Be loud, be proud, be funny, be civil.
Above all, be positive.
We've cleaned up our act on the ice. Now it's your turn to clean up yours in the stands.
And welcome back to WTOP 10 coverage of the NCAA tournament. I'm Joe Manganello alongside Adam Rupchick for the call of Oswego State versus Endicott College. We are going to take a brief break while they throw out the code of ethics and sing the national anthem. Sure. Are we muted? And Max Seal is giving it up for the national anthem. Again, I'm Joe Manganello. With me, Adam Rupchick for the Oswego State hosting their second NCAA tournament in a row. They're going to be hosting Endicott College. We're going to give you some starting lineups as the players come out on the court. For Endicott College, number 10, Lance Green, the junior. Number 11, Lachlan McGee. Number 21, John Henelt. Number 22, Andre Macris. And number 35, Eric Callow. It's been a very similar starting lineup all season for Coach Rowe, who is in his third season at Endicott College. On your screen now, you see Oswego State. They're doing their starting lineups. They're the number 4 seed in this year's tournament. You saw Chris Gilks come out. A member of a starting lineup that's been there all season for Coach Leone. Chris Gilks, Sean Michael, Connor Monahan, Chad Burridge, and Hayden Ward. And that's number 22, Andre Macris. And Hayden Ward now, they're going to come and shake hands at center court. So both teams forwards shaking hands. For the Endicott Gulls, Lachlan McGee comes out. And for Oswego State, Connor Monahan. They'll meet at half court. Now, Adam, as we see the starting lineups for both these teams come out, you see a lot of talent, obviously a lot of great success for both these programs over the course of the season.
Yeah, definitely, Joe. We'll start with this Endicott College Gulls team. Get this, Joe, all 5 starters, I'll say it again, all 5 are in double figures scoring, so this team can put up points. They average 78 points a game, but they do let up 71. Oswego also outscores their opponent. 2 head-to-head clashes here. You got the dynamic duo in Oswego with Ward and Burridge against a starting 5 that's going to put up numbers for you. It's going to be a good one here in Max Seal.
Now for Oswego State, they're hosting the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament for the second consecutive year. You could almost say they have some tournament experience. For Endicott College coming into Max Seal Gymnasium, they don't bring a great road resume. They're 4-4 against the other top teams in their respective conference, the Commonwealth Coast Conference. 3 of those losses were on the road. They're a 20-8 ball club. Adam, for Endicott coming into Oswego, what is their number 1 concern?
Definitely being on the crowd in this one. Max Seal, we've talked about it. This year is where teams come to die. The Lakers undefeated this year at home in this Max Seal Gymnasium. Fan base has started to pick up game after game. These students are in here, parents, fans, everyone's here trying to see Oswego win one more game, trying to get through this NCAA tournament. This Endicott team really's got to worry about that, struggling on the road. This crowd noise is going to be a factor. That's just a given.
Adam, you talk about it. Oswego State hasn't lost on their home floor all season, bringing in an unblemished conference record. Of course, they won their conference tournament to get to this point. Should be a great one as Burridge and Kahlo are going to tip off at center court.
It'll be interesting to see also Endicott's a little bigger team.
And Endicott will start with it. Green driving right to the basket. He puts it up. Does not connect. Rebounded from Endicott. Back down the green. It looks like he'll pull it out. Quick start for Endicott. 3-ball put up. No good. Rebounded by Ward. Ward is in the middle of a great junior campaign. Led the SUNYAC Conference with 9 rebounds a contest.
And Oswego's going to need him big in there as the size advantage goes to Endicott in this one.
Burridge up with it, and he scores. And Burridge putting the first 2 points of the game up. And Adam, we've seen it all year. This reigning SUNYAC Player of the Year scores again.
Yeah, the kid can play, and he showed it last game, really getting in the paint, doing his thing, proving himself in the paint for Oswego. Leading scorer, All-American Chad Burridge. Look out for him.
Another rebound for Ward, already has 2. Michael brings the ball up, and he finds Ward, who attacks the basket. Rejected by Endicott. That's Macris on the block, and they'll come back in transition. Green pushing the basketball. It looks like he'll pull it out, set up the half court. Now, Adam, on the year, Endicott scoring roughly 77 points per game, so this is not a mild offense by any means.
Yeah, they're going to put the ball in the hoop, as you see. Oh, a missed layup by Green there. But, yeah, definitely a threatening offense. They get it inside, and they're threatening with their big post players.
An unfortunate miss there for Lance Green on the drive. Michael brings it back down. He finds Ward. Ward seems to really be attacking the basket. Michael's going to roll off the screen. Warden now moving. And it's going to be called a jump ball. It seemed like the defender got his hand in there just in the nick of time.
Yeah, definitely. Ward would have otherwise been a pro hop up for 2. I think they're trying to get Ward on the outside, out on Mekris on the outside, trying to get a little more speed because Ward is that versatile player that can dribble the ball, get him on the outside, try to beat him into the hole.
Adam, we saw Oswego go more and more towards Ward in the second half of the season. But Burridge, obviously the senior with all that experience, already with 4 early points in this one. And Endicott's looking to knock the lid off the basket to start this game. And they find Callow down low for the bucket.
You got if you're gonna front the post, if you choose that style of defense, you gotta get on the backside for help. That's the only way that works. Backside reversal's gotta be there to stop that lob pass.
Almost easy for Endicott, as Oswego has given up a lot of points on the baseline this season. A miss by Ward, looked like he was forcing it, and Green will push it back down.
Yeah, Ward's got to get used to that. It's going to be physical in the paint tonight. He's got to go up with some more muscle.
Endicott brings a lot of size in that front court. Their 2 starters, 6'9" and 6'8", as Callow will miss there, and Michael will bring the ball up. Now Adam Michael, the point guard for Oswego State, brings in a great statistic, 51% three-point shooting. His shot's definitely going to be a factor in this one. As we see Ward travel, the ball will go back down to Endicott.
Yeah, and you look, he's been hitting all year. When he's on, he's on. When he's not hitting, he's there in the assist column as well. Sean Michael, a great point guard for this Oswego team.
Green now with the ball out top. Trying to play a little two-man game with Mekris on the screen. And as you said, this Endicott team, as Oswego State steals the ball, and it's going to be a foul call against Endicott.
That's a hustle play by Sean Michael. We just talked about him doing the little things when he's not scoring. There it is, nice pick in the pocket, hustle on the ground to cause a foul. Sean Michael, leader, floor general of this Oswego State Laker team.
Michael really does everything you want from the point guard spot. He'll steal the basketball, he shoots the basketball great, and has had the best assist-to-turnover ratio in the SUNYAC the last 3 years. A consummate point guard.
2-3, a player, great player to watch, Joe.
And Burridge with the shot attempt, no good. Rebounded by Endicott. That'll get pushed all the way down to Callow, an easy play.
Goodbye by Callow. No, Burridge is coming hard from the backside. First instinct going for the block. Hold it out, being patient with the ball. 2 points to tie it up here.
That was Lackland McGee on the assist down low. Obviously, he brings a lot of accolades into this game as Ward scores down low. And back in transition, Endicott scores. And we're seeing a lot of transition basketball.
Yeah, you got to get back. If you're Oswego there, good job for Hayden Moore to get the 2. Get back on defense because Endicott's not wasting any time going back, tying it back up.
That bucket scored by number 21, John Henold. And now Ward going to work on offense for Oswego.
Fast-paced game already. It's an exciting one, Joe.
16-minute mark, Oswego up 8-6. As both teams have really been getting the ball moving in transition, high-tempo game. Green will slow it down a little bit now in the half court. Rolls off a Callow screen. He puts up a shot from the foul line. No good. Rebounded by Gilks. This Oswego offense has really done a good job of getting the ball down low to Burridge and Ward. They have all 8 points today for Oswego.
Yeah, definitely. We thought it was going to be opposite with the size Endicott has, but good job attacking there, knowing they can score inside still.
And Burridge puts up a shot, no good. Rebounded by Callow, given to Green. Now McGee working with it in the corner. And that's going to be a turnover from Endicott. Looked like Callow was trying to find a slasher to the basket.
Yeah, a cut by Marcus there. Not there quick. Good job by Burridge to front that, not letting him slide down that lane easy, causing the turnover. Oswego ball up by 2.
And that's going to be a timeout on the floor. 15-16 left in the first half. Oswego up 8-6. We've seen 4 points from Ward, 4 points from Burridge. We've seen 4 points from Callow. So it's been all about the forwards early in this one.
Yeah, definitely, and we expected that. You know, the dynamic duo that Oswego has and the size Endicott brings inside. So it's going to be a fight in the paint as we bring it going, and it'll be exciting to see. But if you kick it outside, Endicott allows 6.8 threes a game, and you and I both know just as well when Oswego's on, they will hit everything anybody can hit. We've seen Burridge, Ward, Sheridan, Monahan, and we talked about Michael earlier. All of them can hit from outside, so if they start going to the 3 ball, Endicott's got to start to worry, but paint to paint, they match up pretty evenly.
Talking about three-point shooting, Endicott's not too shabby themselves, shooting 34%. But, of course, Oswego, they average 7.5 main threes a game. Certainly the three-ball will be a factor at some point. And, Adam, we've seen the two main ball handlers for Endicott. They're pushing the ball, controlling tempo. Talking about two of the best guards in the Commonwealth Coast Conference, McGee and Green on the season, both in the top 10 in scoring and assists. So we're talking about two of the better guards coming out of the Commonwealth. Gilks now working the ball out top. He finds Ward. Burridge now one-on-one in the paint, and he puts it up. Another bucket for Burridge.
Hey, if it's working, don't stop. Chad Burridge doing his work like he's always done. Keep it going to the big 2-1, the All-American.
And the ball lost by Green. Defended around by Oswego. Callow will put up a shot after the offensive rebound. And it is rebounded and put back up by Macris. And those two towers, the 6'9 Macris and the 6'8 Callow, are going to be a problem for Oswego. They haven't seen that much height all season.
Yeah, Macris there, good job. But on the weak side, no one was even boxing him out. Oswego's got to do a better job on the weak side, boxing him out, eliminating second chance opportunities, or these big boys will make you pay.
Burridge with the turnaround puts up another hook. That's quickly 8 points for the preseason All-American and two-time SUNYAC Player of the Year. And Burridge is not wasting any time trying to score some baskets.
Yeah, he's showing his leadership since he's stepped court here in Oswego. Doing it again for the Lakers right now. Keep it coming, 2-1.
Green drives to the basket and finishes. Really good adjustment in midair. Burridge, of course, one of the best shot blockers in Oswego history. He did his homework. He knew Burridge could go up and get that shot if he didn't arrange it.
Yeah, I'm sure this Endicott team has heard Chad Burridge's name a few times as we see a foul coming up there. But, Chad Burridge, you look at the scouting report if you're Coach Phil Rowe, oh, yeah, we got to guard this kid, and he's a shot blocker. So you can tell the team double clutch, second chance opportunities. Maybe you'll get a foul up, or like that, be patient, you get 2 points.
Now, Oswego already going to their bench. They're going to send Ward and Gilks to the Pine in favor of Gebhardt and Delfino. And, Adam, talk about the depth that Oswego has. They've been using it well all season.
Oh, yeah, it's a great thing, Joe. Gebhardt just got back in the lineup from an ankle injury. He played in the SUNYAC tournament last weekend, but he fills that great role coming in to fill that other guard spot. And Delfino down low in the paint, second semester transfer. Great story we talked about, but Delfino playing great for the Lakers, really giving Burridge and Moore to rest when they need it. This depth is huge for this Oswego State team.
For Endicott, we also see Aaron Caro enter the game down low. Michael puts up a shot, and he makes it. First three-point attempt of the game connects for Michael, and he's on the board with 3 points as Oswego's up 15-10, 13 minutes left in the first half.
If you leave him open, he'll drop it, and there it is.
And the travel call on Henold. And that seems to be an easy call. He had the feet churning and burning, but he wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, kind of just put his head down. A little Russell Westbrook move if we want to fast forward the NBA a little bit. Head down into coverage there. You couldn't really get out. That'll be a travel call. You got to be a little more care of the ball there. Look for off-screen picks. Get an open drive instead of dribbling into two.
Henold is a promising freshman for Coach Rowe's team. Makes a little blunder there. But he is one of the best three-point shooters in the state of Massachusetts, 43% from beyond the arc. You wonder if he and Michael will have some sort of three-point duel before this one's over.
Yeah, death comes in threes, Joe. You see it a lot in college basketball. Players can really go off from the perimeter, so it'll be interesting to see, and a delightful one if it's a duel from downtown.
Endicott working it in the half court. Number 33, Knowlton enters the game. He's Coach Rowe's best bench player. And, Adam, we talk about Oswego's depth. Not a ton of depth for Endicott, as you see Green drive to the basket. They only had 3 players who have been in every game this season. They're a young team, athletic, but when you don't have that depth, it can be a limitation.
Yeah, definitely. And we see that with their starting 5 are all double-figure scorers. And going against this Oswego team that has the depth, has the players to filter in, tiredness has got to be an issue, especially playing away in Max Seal. You got to really take advantage of Oswego's weaknesses to keep up with them.
Now, Delfino on the floor. He is the tallest player on Oswego's team. He's working down low on Caro. You wonder if that's a matchup Coach Leon wants to exploit. As he gets the rebound, I'm talking about him. He puts up a shot, and now all 3 Oswego big men in on the scoring column. 17-12 the score. 12 minutes left in the first half.
And that has been there as a travel. Not the 3 won't count, but that has been there all year, especially in the second part, as Delfino, a big part in that paint, puts up 2. I question that 3 by Burridge. He's been doing so well inside in the paint, so I don't know about that three-pointer, but good job by Delfino to put up 2, put the Lakers up by 5.
Yeah, Burridge, not the best three-point shooter on the team. Shot a little bit better in the first half of the season than he did in the second, but he can beat you with that perimeter game. You wonder if he was just trying to test it. Burridge now on the block. He's working on Callow. Gets rejected after a good post move. Green will corral the rebound and push the tempo. He finds Callow down low, but they're going to call goaltending. I thought it might have hit the backboard before Burridge was able to swat it. Nonetheless, an athletic play by both big men.
Yeah, George has got to get back. We talked about it. He can't be coming from behind, risking that. That could have been a foul. Good thing it wasn't for the Oswego State Lakers, but not the block. Goaltending could go either way. He's got to get back in front of that. Can't be going weak side, but good job by the Endicott goals to get up floor, not taking any time to rest for 2 points.
11:40 as you see the clock, 11:40 left in the first half, 17-14. Adam, it's only a three-point game, but it does feel like Oswego has the momentum right now, especially after the pair of traveling violations on Endicott. What can this young Endicott team do out of this timeout?
They got to keep attacking, that quick, fast-paced offense they have, because a few times they've caught Oswego sleeping, if you will, not getting back or not moving their feet, So keep going quick if you're this Endicott team. Quick cuts, try to catch this Oswego team off guard, get the easy points first. Try to get back into this, only down 3, could be more, especially with their turnovers.
A lot of subs in the game currently for Endicott. Number 10, Green, is also joined by Burkhart, Neese. You have Knowlton as well as Carco. So a lot of reserves in the game for Coach Rowe, going deep, something that he hasn't had the liberty of all season. For Oswego, the first minutes for Ryan Sheridan. Ward comes back out. Gebhardt Michael, and of course, the SUNYAC Player of the Year, Burridge. Sheridan now with the ball on the wing. He finds Michael at the top of the key. He'll pull it out. Ward's really trying to force that screen game. Michael launches, is not able to connect, but rebounded by Ward.
Good job by Ward to see that long rebound coming off the weak side. Get it, Oswego regains shot clock, possession number 2.
Double high screens. Ward rolls off it. He puts up the 3 and just misses. That has been a favorite of Coach Leone, to put the forwards at the top and let Michael pick.
Yeah, definitely, and that's been something he's been so good at as a point guard. Ward can hit that from time to time. You see a lot of missed threes by Oswego early on. Sooner or later, they're going to heat up.
Green drives to the basket, is fouled, not able to connect off the backboard. Green's really been pushing the basketball. The junior guard, again, averages 13 points a game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. He is just a wide array of talents from that point guard spot.
Yeah, he plays real quick basketball, and that's what you need in the point guard, because he can do it all. He'll score for you on any good night, averaging 13 a game. I think he can get those assists, quick basketball. He's not playing bad defense on a good Shawn Michael tonight either.
And Green misses the first. He'll try the second from the charity stripe. And he'll connect on that one. 17-15 the score. 10 minutes, 55 seconds left in the first half. For Oswego, they have a lineup that they're really comfortable with. It's the starting lineup, but they rotate Monahan and Sheridan out at the 2 spot. A lineup with a lot of experience.
Yeah, definitely crucial for them, and they're almost identical players. You see the block on Ward down low, but almost identical, if you will. Both play with passion, can hit the 3 when you need, and play tenacious defense.
Ward again rejected on the offensive end. Leads into transition, a 3-pointer for Carco. And Carco, not necessarily known for his 3-point shooting on the season. He is 35%, not bad, but he's only made 9 coming into this game.
Yeah, you don't look for him usually to shoot that 3, big man outside, but 6'8" standing in there. But, you got to guard if he can knock it down.
Now, Endicott is pressuring the ball handler, something we've seen recently against Oswego. You almost wonder if it's a common scouting report that you have to pressure Michael from the point guard spot. Yeah. Adam, when you come up against a team with so much talent from the point guard spot, all you have to do is look at Michael's stats in the year. Is that a common approach to pressure him?
Oh, yeah, definitely, because Michael, we talked about, he can do it all. If you give him open, he'll shoot that 3. If you got a guy, he's going to make things go. You can't leave him that open space. We see him there.
As he makes it look as easy as 1, 2, 3. He gets all the daylight in the world, and he makes a 3-point shot. Certainly Michael can kill you from beyond the arc.
With open court, Shawn Michael will ruin you.
Another shot by Carco. and he makes it. So his second three of the game. And Adam, we talked about potentially seeing the guards trading buckets. How about Carco coming off the bench hitting a couple threes for Endicott?
The big man can hit, baby. It's raining everywhere.
And now Ward, he wants to join the party. He's not able to bank the three-pointer in, but Burridge, he battles for the rebound, and he gets it, and he'll get granted the timeout. Heads-up play by the senior, and that's going to be a timeout for Coach Leone.
Interesting game here when you expect big men to knock down threes. See Carco hitting one there. Ward trying to get a piece of the action. I don't know if it's a shot Jason Leone wanted as he's over in the huddle. Not too happy. So we go down 9:23 left. Just a fast-paced ball game we got, Joe.
And again, it feels like Oswego is playing so well on their home floor. Endicott has the lead. You wonder if it's the timeliness of Carco's three-point shots. But either way, Endicott is in a prime position. If you're Coach Rowe, you got to be proud. Now for Oswego, they've gotten 8 points from Burridge. They've gotten 4 points from Ward, so the majority of their points coming from their forwards. Adam, have they gone away from that a little bit, and how can they reestablish on the block?
Yeah, they have gone away from it, and they got to work through the shot clock a little. They got a little impatient a few times throwing up shots. Work through that. Get those screens to let those entry passes in, and then once they're in, you're good. Chad Burridge and Hayden Ward can make it happen.
Ball's going to be inbound and Burridge to Michael. Against Sheridan on the floor for Oswego. Now, we saw Sheridan have the game of his life, so to speak, in the semifinal against Brockport. Hit 4 3-pointers, including the go-ahead three-pointer that sealed the deal. Obviously, Sheridan still riding the highs from his big game.
Yeah, definitely probably the best game of his career. Sheridan coming in as a senior leader. Again, these guys don't want to end it here. They want to make a run.
Endicott now with some of their starters back in. Green, he gets the ball over to Henold. Does not connect, rebounded by Sheridan. Henold's going to play such a crucial role in this game. He scored 24 points in the conference championship game for Endicott College, and he did that with 6 made three-pointers, one of the best shooters in the Commonwealth. Michael for 3, he's not able to hit, rebounded by Endicott. And Green's always looking to push. He drives to the basket, and his shot, no good, but he will go back to the line. And Adam, we're seeing Green really push that basketball. Not a lot of half-court offense for Endicott.
Yeah, Green really has that. He's got that quickness advantage, in a point guard. That's what you got to love about him. He's real quick with the ball, and he's showing it, not taking any time. When he sees that opening, he goes for it. Worked out for him well. He's going to the line for 2. If he connects, really sees that opening and goes hard with his quickness.
We're going to see a couple reserves come back into the game. It looks like Monahan will enter for Oswego. And for Endicott, we're going to see number 22, Macris come back into the game for Carco after his great minutes. So very similar lineups to what we started with here back on the floor. Also for Endicott, number 11, McGee re-enters. The second shot by Green is good. Endicott now up 23-20, their biggest lead of the night. And Michael's going to see a little bit of full court attention from Green. Not a full court press certainly, but full court man. And Burridge now with the ball out top, finds Ward. Michael working the screen for Burridge, and it looked like Burridge got pushed by the defense. No call, but Michael will get a call on the block. Seemed a little questionable there out top.
Yeah, definitely. You come up, and the number 35, Acallo came up, kind of pushed Burridge a little bit. But I think the makeup call, if you will, on the bottom there with Michaels.
And a very tricky defensive set there for Endicott, forces Sheridan just to throw the ball out of bounds. A lot of times you'll see the inbounder force a pass. It could lead into transition. You almost got to assume that was the right play for Sheridan to make. He had nobody open.
Yeah, it's better off than getting in a transition basket, take a turnover, but limit the rest.
Now on top for Endicott, McGee's pushing the basketball. He's trying to score for the first time. He does. His first 2 points on the season, Adam. McGee scoring 13.5 points a game, 5.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists. A stat stuffer. And Adam, you talked about all 5 of these starters for Endicott in double figures, but they all seem to do the dirty work too, passing the ball and rebounding the ball.
Yeah, that's what gets them here. The wins and up that puts them all those points as Burridge drives again.
And Burridge hand gliding into the lane. He scores his 10th point of the night. And Burridge has been a star today in this first half for Oswego.
It's working for him inside. He's really feeling his moves down on that block. Keep it coming if you're Chad Burridge, and keep those points rolling in to keep your team in it.
Now, if you ask Burridge, the goal all season was to win the SUNYAC tournament for the first time in almost 50 years for Oswego. As we see Oswego push the ball, Monahan blows the layup. He runs back on defense. Oswego trying to stifle the fast break. Burridge now guarding number 21, Henolt, and the ball will ricochet off Burridge's body. Missed opportunity there for Oswego. But Adam, if you talk to Burridge or Michael, any of these guys, their goal all season was to win the SUNYAC, and they did it. And they obviously earned the trip to the NCAAs, but you almost wonder if that's a tough transition process. You get your season goal, you win your conference, and now you got to turn right around and play national competition.
The thing about this team, I don't know. I think they'll be all right because the thing they've always played with consistency, step by step. You know, Coach Leone comes in, preaches that step-by-step process day by day. And you see they were in some close games, and they were able to win them during the season. I think that shows they're all right for this NCAA tournament because they were looking at those games individually, able to win those individual games en route to the SUNYAC tournament. So now this is another individual game en route to a national championship, and I think they're taking it day by day. This game, and if whoever wins will play tomorrow. And I think the leadership on this team is good for that, and they've been doing that all year, so I don't think the transition is too bad for this Laker team.
As we see some fans here in Mac Seal going nuts. They're rooting their Oswego State Lakers on. 25-22 the score. 7 minutes left in the first half. Leading scorer for Endicott is Green with 7. He's been a factor all day at the point guard spot. For Oswego, they've gotten 10 points from their star player, Burridge. It's been a tight contest. It's going back and forth, almost up by possession. It's been a tight contest. Endicott will inbound the ball. McGee throwing it in. He tries to get it to Callow. He does. And now the ball worked back out top. Burkhart in the game for Coach Rowe. Again, one of his favorite reserves to go to. Kind of running the point for the team. He finds Macris from the foul line, not able to connect. Another rebound by Ward. And Michael pushing the ball in transition. And Ward just gobbles up all those defensive rebounds.
Yeah, he does good at the fundamentals of getting low, boxing out, and being strong when he has to, pulling that ball away from the tenacious defenders.
Sheridan pushing the ball into the paint. He does not connect on the jump shot, and the ball will go back to Endicott, now being pushed by McGee. He finds Henolt. Over to Macris, gets the ball down to Callow. And Adam, that's about the third time we've seen a lob pass to the 6'8 center. Callow is just getting that ball, putting it right back up. Oswego's not doing a good job of defending that baseline.
Yeah, they got to get backside. We talked about it now. It's several times it's happened for this Oswego team.
Monahan is going to go to the line on the block call. Not able to hit the shot, but he will get two attempts from the free throw line. As he rolled very quickly off that screen. Adam, we talked about Monahan and Sheridan. They come in and out of the game for Coach Leone at that 2 spot. Very accomplished three-point shooters. Like part of the senior class, they're four-year players with Burridge. Very accomplished senior class, but they don't want their journey to end today.
Yeah, definitely, and we've seen that throughout the year. You know, each of them do what they need to do when they need to do it. When they're called upon to score, they'll score. We saw Sheridan had a huge game. Monahan can almost hit from 3. I mean, these guys, it's great to have. Number 4 and 5, they look alike. They play good defense together. These guys are great.
27-23 the score with 5 minutes 45 left in the first half. Endicott working it in the half court. They have Macris at the foul line, and that combination of Macris and Callow has been deadly against Oswego's defense. But Michael's able to create some pressure, and that ball's going to go out of bounds. Laker basketball.
Yeah, it looks like Oswego's now shifting more into the zone. It looks like an extended 2-3, if you will, with the hands up, looking bigger than they are kind of thing. Not letting, making Endicott really work it around the perimeter, trying to find things. And you saw there Shawn Michaels' quickness force that turnover. It'll be Oswego ball now with 5:35 left to go in this one.
Timeout on the floor as both coaches are getting a chance to talk to their players. 5 minutes 35 left. Endicott still up 4 points, and now you wonder what Oswego can do to get the lead back. Really, it's been all about Macris and Callow, that little 2-man game. Once the ball gets in the post, it's been a done deal for Endicott. Do you think the 2-3 zone is going to be able to stifle that at all?
Yeah, I think it has in the past 2 possessions. It's been working, and it's more extended too, so it does kind of take, it's not the traditional 2-3 zone that leaves a lot of open threes. They're really, the 2 on top, Michael and Sheridan, are, I believe, are up there really working hard on top to rotate, and then the big men inside. It's working good for the Lakers.
Burge working on Callow down low. He's not able to hit. Ward gets the offensive rebound. He goes up tough, and he will get fouled, go to the line for 2 shots. Oswego has their own pair of forwards that can do work. So far in this one, Ward and Burge have combined for 14 points. Ward with a chance to make it a 2-point game.
Yeah, Hayden Ward really showing his muscle and heart down low off the Burge miss, getting that offensive rebound. He knows this Endicott team's going to be hard, muscling on top, going up, getting to the line to try to make 2.
Ward not able to connect on the first. For Endicott, they're bringing their 3-point star of the game, Carco, back on the floor, the 6'6" forward, giving Coach Rowe a lot of minutes in this first half. Also on the floor for Endicott, number 20, Burkhart off the bench. Otherwise, they're going to leave Kahlo in down low at center, as well as McGee and Henold. Offensive rebound by Monahan. Ward isn't able to hit any of the foul shots, but Oswego makes it up by getting the basketball back. And Adam, they're going to have to take their time in the half court, try to get a basket here. Wonder if they're going to go back to Ward on the baseline. Burge now working on Kahlo. It's been that battle all first half, and Burge, like it's easy, just putting it up over the top.
All day, Mr. Burridge, all day. He's in there dominating that post. 12 points for Mr. Chad with 4:48.
Burridge, again, the 2-time SUNYAC Player of the Year, has done a lot of good work this season for the Lakers. As it's rebounded by Sheridan, makes a heads-up play, throwing the ball into the opposite court. And the referee making a surprising call here. The ball is going to be retained by Endicott on a throw-in. Got some jeers by everyone here. Apparently what the referee was calling is that it went into the half court, so they have to re-inbound the basketball. Seemed as though Endicott would have been able just to push the basketball live. But either way, they get possession back after the heads-up play by Sheridan. They're working the ball out top now. McGee getting it back to Green. Green puts up his first 3-pointer of the day. No good. Rebounded by Michael. And he gets his eyes up on the floor. He finds Sheridan now for 3. And not able to hit. Rebound McGee. Basketball's going back and forth. These guys are pushing it. McGee to the basket. No good. Rebounded by Endicott. Another 3-pointer for Carco. No, but they're going to get Burridge on the foul call. Carco hits the deck. He'll get 3 foul shots.
Yeah, Carco, good job there. Not a lot of contact by Chad Burridge, but Carco saw it, felt the 3 not going in, so went down. And he'll get 3 from the line. Costly foul there from Chad Burridge.
That's Burridge's first personal foul of the day. Really, for the first half, not a lot of fouls by both sides. 6 fouls on Endicott, 4 on Oswego, so we probably won't see any double bonus action here in the first half. As Carco's able to connect in the first. He has 7 points already in the first half, something that Oswego couldn't necessarily plan for from the reserve.
Yeah, definitely coming in 2 early threes that no one was expecting, and now if he makes this 3rd foul shot, it'll be 9 points for him as it up and good. So technically 3 3-pointers from Carco, and he's 6'6".
He is a 6'6" forward for this team. Usually gives them a lot of minutes off the bench down low on the season. He averages, 2.8 rebounds a game. Doesn't get a ton of playing time, but he's been a factor here. Burridge, he puts up a 3-point shot, no good. And Adam, Burridge has struggled from the perimeter in the second half of this season, something that has frustrated some fans. They want to see the big guy down low in the paint.
And he succeeded so well with it early in this first half and all his career. I don't know why he's not going in there.
Burge already has 12 points, all from inside the paint. You figure he'll be back there soon. Coach Leon will try to diagram a play for the big fella. Michael crosses half court, 30-25 the score, 3 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first half. Michael working it out top, getting a lot of pressure from McGee. Ward's able to find Burge down low. He makes a big move, blocked by Callow, and the ball will come back in transition for Green. Bounce pass, gets kicked by Oswego, and the caught ball.
Now Endicott there pushing the ball like they've done all game, trying to get Oswego off their rocker a little bit, pushing, trying to get that transition bucket. Sean Michael was able to get his foot out there for the kicking call into the timeout. So Endicott didn't come up and get two after the Burridge block.
Now, Adam, at the after 8 minutes of gameplay at the 12-minute mark, Oswego was up 17-14. Since then, a 16-8 run for Endicott. They've really taken a lot of momentum. What can Oswego do out of this timeout? It seems like they've given up so many points to Macris and Callow. On the other end, Oswego hasn't been able to score that much. What can they do out of the timeout?
Yeah, I think that's their biggest worry on the offensive end. They're getting away from their game plan. Burridge is succeeding for them in the post, but other than that, they got nothing going on, and they're only getting one shot. Only a few times Oswego's been able to get the offensive rebound, so they've really got to work on getting second chances, getting in there to get the second chances and start making shots, getting this offense rolling, because if they're not scoring, it's going to be tough to stay with this hot Endicott team.
So far in this game, Monahan and Sheridan, two of the best wings on this Oswego team, only 1 point combined. You know, these are two guys who average 15 points together, and they probably need some more buckets from them. Look to them to try to get some perimeter opportunities for the guards. Green now starting with the ball out top. He has McGee, and also he finds Callow down in the post. Ball now over to Carco, and he makes another three-pointer. That's now 3 for the forward in this first half. Besides the 3 foul shots he was able to hit when he was fouled from behind the arc, his perimeter game has been a huge factor in this first half.
Yeah, an undetermined perimeter game, and it's working for Endicott. Someone's got to get out there, get a hand in his face.
And Ward's able to connect down low for Oswego, cutting off the Endicott run. And Green now with the ball in the half court, 33-27. Endicott's biggest lead of the game now with 2 minutes and 15 left. McGee with the ball on the wing. Ball gets put down to Callow, and he's able to connect. When you're 6'8", sometimes the post shot is the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot closer up to that bucket than anybody else out there. So a nice up over Chad Burridge for the 2, and a good touch for the big man.
Sheridan now with the ball in the corner. He'll get it back out to Michael. And if you're Coach Leone, you got to be frustrated. You're down 8 points on your home floor. They're not down that often here at Max Seal. Three-pointer does not connect for Michael. Ward takes it and puts it up. 2 more points for Ward. He's up to 8 points in the first half.
Yeah, Ward and Burridge have been scoring in the paint, so good going in the paint with them. Good job by Ward there to muscle it back up. He's been doing it all game. They need to keep doing that if you're Oswego.
Sheridan pressures the ball handler, almost gets a steal, isn't able to get it. Green now in the paint, and he puts up a 2-shot. Another make for Green. He has 9 points. A lot of good penetration from the Endicott guards, and they bring him out in waves. So many players who can handle the basketball for the Gulls.
Yeah, he's really killing Oswego right now with his quickness, his ball handling, getting points as we see Ward with his 10th point of the game.
Oswego and Endicott trading buckets. 22 combined points for Oswego's star forwards, Ward and Burridge. On the other end, 22 points for Callow and Cacro, who isn't a starter for Endicott, but might as well be the way he's playing here in the first half. So it's been all about the forwards in this one. Cacro gets it from the foul line, isn't able to hit. Rebound Monahan. And Oswego has an opportunity to maybe get a 2-on-1 or even settle for the last shot. There's 34 seconds left in the first half, 25 on the shot clock. And if you're Coach Leone, you're probably holding it for 1.
Yeah, you got to get 2 points or 3 going into the half, get some momentum going. It's been a tough offensive series.
Burridge puts his back right into Callow's, not able to hit, but Oswego still has plenty of time, 16 seconds. Smart play by Ward on the rebound.
Yeah, and that's Ward's 9th rebound tonight, just tearing down boards like he's mad at it. 10-9 for Hayden Ward.
7 seconds left in the first half. Michael pushing the basketball, guarded tightly by McGee. He finds Ward, he goes to the basket, and he'll get the foul call. A heady play by Ward. He finds the lanes, able to get tripped up, and he'll go to the foul line now for 2 shots. And these will probably be the 2 best shots he could have gotten.
Yeah, definitely. He was falling down almost at the end. One opportunity. Hayden Ward said, hello, I'm here in the past couple minutes, ripping down boards. And that is his 10th point of the night, trying to make it 12 from the charity stripe. He's usually a great foul shooter, missed his 2 previous ones, so he's got to knock these down for Oswego going into the half.
Great point, Adam. Oswego really needs these 2 points. Down 6. Ward's already missed his first 2 shot attempts. We'll see what he can do from the foul stripe. Either way, Endicott's going to go into the second half with the lead, something if you're Coach Rowe, you're very proud of.
Yeah, definitely going great on the offensive end. You got Carco hitting those threes like he's, great play by him. And Oswego's really got to work on their offensive production other than the post, because when they get away from it, they're not scoring.
If Ward doesn't hit this shot, you wonder if Oswego would have a chance to offensive rebound and put back. Only 0.7 left on the clock. Ward is able to hit. So it looks like the end of the first half, the score will be 37-33. Endicott with the 4-point lead, although they will get a chance to inbound here. So we'll see if they can come up with something crazy. They actually put in Macris as the throw-in guy, his 6'9" frame. Maybe he'll get a better throw off. The ball is tapped by Burridge. Clock will now fall to 0.3 seconds left. And now it's almost impossible for them to get anything off. I believe the saying is that with less than 0.5, really all you can do is tip it in from over the top of the rim.
Yep, that is true according to rules. And it'll take a miracle, but this 0.3 seconds are turning into the longest ever in NCAA basketball.
A little bit of talking between Coach Rowe and the official. Maybe about time left on the clock, maybe about if Burridge went over the line of the throw-in. Either way, the clock will remain as set, 0.3 seconds. Macris on the throw-in. Some jeers from the crowd for an otherwise simple play.
Yeah,
Macris
crowd is not forgiving.
And Macris throws it over the top. Not able to catch it is Cacro. And that's the end of the first half. Adam, what did you see from Endicott coming onto the home floor of Max Seal Gymnasium?
Well, you got to love the play from Aaron Corco, the 6'6" senior, hitting threes left and right and to the line. Good play from him. Endicott's doing a good job of pushing the ball off of every missed basket. Good job by Endicott there. On Oswego's end, Ward playing outstanding with 9 rebounds and 12 points, ripping down the board, scoring points. Burridge also has 12. That dynamic duo couldn't ask for anything better, 12 and 12, but other people got to start stepping up for the Lakers down by 4.
Should be a fun second half here at Max Seal Gymnasium. We're going to get set to send it over to the halftime crew here at WTOP 10. Stay tuned for what should be an exciting first round of the NCAA tournament.
Hey!
Ready to go?
Yeah, but the fire's not out.
It's close enough.
Close enough? If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. I mean, the next thing you know, you've torched our whole neighborhood.
Which is why we're not going anywhere?
Exactly. 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You're watching
Oswego Sports.
Update.
Down 70-35, and the Cougars were getting smoked like a cheap cigar.
Hey, Laker fans, remember the following. Be loud, be proud, be funny, be civil.
Above all, be positive.
We've cleaned up our act on the ice. Now it's your turn to clean up yours in the stands.
TOP. Bum.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Max Seal Gymnasium. As you can see, we got about 12 minutes till the second half starts. Boys, 33-37. Oswego down by 4, but certainly some impressive things on both sides. Let's just look first at the the team stats 33-37. What do you see from both the Lakers and the Gulls? What's worked, what hasn't?
Well, for Endicott, they're doing an excellent job of getting the ball out in transition. They're just trying to run Oswego down. They've been doing it after main shots, missed shots, and when they do run their half court, they're picking the zone apart. They're getting the ball inside. They're hitting threes. They're hitting jump shots. Oswego has to do a better job defensively in the second half.
Yeah, and although Endicott, they're hitting their threes, which will be brought up, and I think number 44, he's hit 3 out of his 4. They got to get a hand up in his face. And the funny thing is that even when one didn't count, he still hit it. So I think that's their biggest thing, is you take off 3 or 4 threes that they've hit. It's a much different game. And also on the Oswego side is that Chad Burridge is definitely wanting to get some more foul calls. He hasn't gotten to the free throw line yet. He's getting the ball in low every time. He's going up strong. He's not getting any calls.
And you certainly can't give Endicott enough credit. Not only did they hit their shots 50% from the field, 50% from three-point, and 86%, 6 of 7 from the charity stripe, but they're playing smart basketball. They're not forcing shots. One of the biggest things I saw from the Lakers, they shot 11 three-pointers. Endicott only shot 6. And it really seemed to me like the Lakers' game tonight was inside, and when they get it into Ward and Burridge, it works. Simple as that. Points on the board.
Yeah, Burridge and Ward, as great as they're playing, they haven't made a three-point shot yet. They're getting their shots on the inside when they're attacking, getting the ball in the post. The problem for Oswego offensively has been they haven't gotten anything from anyone else other than Burridge, Ward, and Michael. They have 3 points from guys outside of those 3. Monahan has 1. Sheridan has 0. Gilks 0. They need those guys to step it up because the Endicott coaching staff is going to be trying to adjust their game plan in the second half to make sure Ward and Burridge don't beat you in the second half. Endicott has done a nice job defensively limiting the other players for Oswego. They got to get more involved.
And quite honestly, if the Endicott, the Gulls, if they're able to shut down those 2 players, 24 of their 33 points came from Ward and Burridge. If they can shut that duo down, it could be go-home time for the Lakers.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, is what I do like to see from Chad Burridge and Hayden Ward in that first half was that although Endicott has 4 blocks, they keep going inside. Although I believe Chad's got blocked twice, Hayden's got blocked twice, but the thing that I like is that they keep trying to pound the ball downside, and you never know. It's 2 totally different halves. Maybe they'll get some foul calls this time.
No doubt that both sides are playing hard, taking it down low in the post. And it's certainly been exciting thus far. A very physical game. The refs letting a lot go. Let's look at some individual statistics. Gentlemen, Aaron Carco, 12 points, 3 of 3 from behind the arc. Might as well be 4 of 4. He got fouled and hit all 3 free throws. 12 points for him here in the first half, doing it so in an impressive fashion. He's only, coming into tonight, he had only hit 9 three-pointers on the season.
I've been extremely impressed with Endicott offensively. Oswego's been a great defensive team all year long. And now you see Aaron Cargill come out in the first half, have an explosion of 12 points. You see Rob Callow come in, 10 points. You see Lance Green attacking the basket, getting to the free throw line, doing everything. Endicott has been the better team offensively, which is surprising since Oswego has been so good on defense for most of the year.
Yeah, I like how Endicott isn't really forcing much. What they're doing is they're running their plays, they're getting open threes, and their point guard, number 10, Lance Green, he's getting to the hole, and he has a quiet 9 points. But I like how they're going through their motions, they're doing what they got to do, and to be honest, they've taken this crowd, as big as it is, they've kind of taken them out of the game. So that's the other thing is I look for the Oswego fans to maybe step up this half.
Now let's stay with the Gulls. Eric Kahlo, 10 points, 7 rebounds, a near double-double for him. And we mentioned the blocks. He also has an assist and a block. How much has he changed this game so far? And in the second half, how much potential does he have to continue to do that?
He's been fantastic. When you look at Endicott's overall record, one thing that you may not notice is he hasn't been with them the whole season. He's come on later on, and he has provided a huge spark for this team, not only in this game, but the season altogether. He's come in here, and he's really dominated the glass. We talked about the rebounding situation in the beginning of the game. Ward and Burridge against Callow and the other guys on the interior barrier for Endicott. Right now, when you look at the rebounding statistics, Oswego has an 18-17 edge, but Callow has done work on the glass all in the entire first half.
I think it's going to come down to whoever can control the paint. Both Oswego's big men and both Endicott's big men, they're just completely taking over the game for each other's teams. So I think it's going to come down to who can own the paint and who can take care of the rebounds, maybe get some more blocks, and maybe even get to the free throw line.
And how about Hayden Ward right now, currently on pace for 20 points and 18 rebounds. We've talked about him. He's certainly done some amazing things for this Lakers squad. What are the coaches going over in halftime right now? What changes do the coaches want to see?
Well, when you're Oswego, Ward and Burridge have kept them in the game. You know, we talked about them kind of being the best players, but if they don't score 12 points each this half, we're looking at a bigger hole for them to dig out of. Oswego lost the crowd a little bit because they got behind. Endicott's shooting 50%, so obviously Coach Leone is going to say we need to step it up defensively. This is go time now for Oswego. I mean, they got 20 minutes to save their season. It's important that they play with a sense of urgency but not panic. You know, they're only down by 4. They're still in the game. They still have an opportunity to come out with a win. If you're Endicott, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep getting everybody involved on offense and try and limit the post opportunities for Ward and Burge on the defensive side.
Yeah, I do think Endicott maybe has a little bit more firepower right now. And unfortunately, I think when it comes down to Chad Burge and Hayden Ward, I think Endicott's head coach right now is saying that they're going to have to put 2 bodies on him. Because like you said, if you take away the 24 points that Hayden Ward and Chad Burge have scored, it's a totally different game. And right now, Sean Michael has 2 threes, but you take away those 2 threes, no one else for Oswego has really hit any shots.
Now, most scoring on both sides, as you just mentioned, aside from Sean Michaels, 2 3-pointers. Burridge and Ward with almost all the points for the Lakers. Green, Callow, and Carco with most of the points for the Gulls. Guys, who do you think will step up and who should step up in the second half?
Oswego needs Connor Monahan, Ryan Sheridan, and Chris Gilks. I know that's 3, but they need at least one of those guys to come in and take a little bit of the scoring load off of Ward and Burridge, and they need to play better as a team defensively.
Yeah, I know you just named 3 people, but I'm going to name everybody besides Chad Burridge and Hayden Ward. I don't care who it is, Sean Michael, Chris Gilks, Ryan Sheridan, Connor Monahan, Brian Gebhardt, any of them, whoever plays has got to step up and help their 2 big guys.
You both mentioned Connor Monahan, certainly some fans of him behind us, so they would love to see him step up. As for the Lakers, they'll look to get it going. The Gulls looking to hold the Lakers off. We'll join you again on the post game, and we'll break it all down. Jared Lom, Ross Bentley, and myself, Blaze Hill, Adam, and Joe with you back on the other side of the break. Thank you for joining us.
There's a lot of talk out on the street about his mother. His mother. Your mother. Their mother. But in the end, is anyone really even thinking about them?
You're watching
Oswego
Sports.
Update.
Hey Laker fans, remember the following. Be loud, be proud, be funny, be civil.
Above all, be positive.
We've cleaned up our act on the ice. Now it's your turn to clean up yours in the stands.
Welcome back to Max Zeal Gymnasium. It is the first round of the NCAA tournament. It is Oswego State versus Endicott College, and it is Joe Manganello and Adam Rupchick on the call. Adam, we saw a very competitive first half. Oswego State got up to an early lead. Endicott did not falter. They only turned up the heat. Both teams answering back and forth. The half ends with Ward hitting 2 foul shots, making it a 4-point game once again. What do you expect in the second half?
Well, I think Endicott keeps going with their high power, fast attack. You know, they're always getting back, trying to get those transition buckets, trying to wear this Oswego team down. I say they keep that going. That's working for them. Karko, don't expect him to have that many threes in the second half, but he is a great shooter. Got to put a hand in his face. Oswego side, keep getting it inside. Keep working your game. The only person that stops Chad Burridge is Sad Burridge. Hayden Ward having a dominant game, 12 points, 9 rebounds. So, I mean, great offensive play by Burridge and Ward when they're inside. They got to keep getting it inside, and then if they're going to take threes, they got to start making them or higher percentage. A lot of off shots. They're playing decent defense on the other end. Both teams are playing decent defense. Boxing out, I expect a very aggressive second half.
Now, in the first half, Oswego 2 of 11 from three-point land, a category they're usually very good in. They average 7.5 makes from three-point land per game. Connor Monahan and Ryan Sheridan struggling, only 1 point combined. We saw Monahan miss a layup in the first half. Both guys not even getting shot opportunities. Connor Monahan Sheridan got off one attempt, wasn't able to connect. Adam, what role do those two seniors play in Oswego State's future?
Oh, it's huge, and I think this is a perfect example of this Oswego team kind of taking them for granted, you know, expecting them to put up 8, 9 apiece, and they're not doing it because either they're not hitting, they're not cutting, but I expect them to have a lot better second half with Sheridan and Monahan. They are playing good defense. They'll keep that up going into the second half, but yeah, tough for this Oswego team not having those guys contributing like they normally do, but expect them to have a good second half.
Now, for Coach Rowe's team, he is actually going to come out with a different lineup than he started the game with. As you see Karko start the half. Now, Karko, 12 points on 3 3-pointers and also 3 foul shots when he was fouled on the 4th attempt. No rebounds, 1 block, not necessarily a true post player, but they're going to go with him over Macris. Macris only played 9 minutes in the first half, and this is the guy who has been leading their team all year at that power forward spot, had 29 points in the season opener, played a pretty big part all season, but you saw Macris get a little less playing time in the conference tournament. You wonder if they know something we don't, if Karko is really coming into his own as the best power forward on the team.
Yeah, whether it's that or he just having a great first half, I mean, you got to ride the hot player. He's playing hot, start him in the second half, try to keep that hot streak going.
Endicott coming out in the half court. McGee's pushing it, spin move in the lane, and he'll finish. And McGee really attacking the basket. Didn't score that many points in the first half, only 1 bucket, but he did add 3 rebounds, and he is a versatile guard for this team.
Yeah, interesting to see him not scoring a lot in the first half. He is his team's leading scorer, averaging 13.5 a game, so look for him to have a second half as well.
Ward not able to hit the post shot off of his own spin move. But you raise an interesting point, Adam. McGee, leading scorer for this Endicott team, only needed to score 2 points, yet they had the lead in the first half. So many scoring for this team. And as I say it, Green puts another 2 points on the board. He already has 11, and he'll go to the foul line trying to make it a dozen.
Yeah, that's the old-timer first play in basketball, the backdoor cut, and they executed it. That's scouting reports said. This Endicott team does that a lot, that backcourt cut. Monahan got to be aware of that, over pursuing, gets backed over by Green, and then commits a foul. Green scores and 1. There's a 3-point play.
And a 3-point play for Green again. Now he's at 12 points. He's been all over the floor. Now 4 of 5 from the foul line as well. Endicott dominating the foul shooting category thus far. Ward out top, got the ball from Burridge. He gets it to Michael. And Burridge goes right back, trying to work it on the Kalo on the in the post. That's a primetime matchup. Monahan tries to get his own rebound, cannot, and Green puts it back in transition. He finds Hennel, gets it over in the corner, and that will be a 3-pointer for McGee. And Endicott comes out of the gate with a huge 8-0 run. It is now a 12-point game, like the snap of your fingers, Adam. What is going on for Oswego?
Yeah, like we talked about, they're not doing what they need to do, and Endicott's doing the same, what they need to do. McGee, their leading scorer, coming out having 5 points. We knew we'd see a lot more of him in the second half. Oswego's getting blocked twice, 2 straight possessions now getting blocked. They got to know that there's big forces in that paint for Endicott. Work it around, get some picks for some open shots. Getting blocks not going to work. This 8-0 run's not how Jason Leone and the Lakers wanted to start this second half.
And Adam, we talked about Endicott, all the scoring they can provide, all the different guys on their team that can score points. You look at Hendel, the freshman guard, he scored 24 points in the conference championship game, yet tonight he's only had to score 2, and yet Endicott has had all the points they've needed. They bring scoring in waves. For Oswego, not a bad score for them right now, 33 points, but they've been giving up far too many buckets to this Endicott team.
Yeah, this Endicott team's quick. They're fast-paced. We talked about it all game. They'll get up the floor. They don't waste any time. Oswego's still trying to find a way to adjust to that, and they better start soon here.
Now, Oswego brings Gebhardt off the bench, trying to get Michael in that 2 spot, maybe try to spark some 3-pointers from Michael. Michael, the national ranking #1 shooter from beyond the arc, 51%. Trying to get him more opportunities. They're going to get Ward on a walk call there. Not what Coach Leone wants out of the timeout. You diagram a play, and you end up turning the ball over.
Yeah, he likes to go to Ward on top to drive. Ward's not used to being alone up there. Not really anyone was out there, so he was trying to drive, but no one was on him. Got his feet ahead of him for a turnover.
And Oswego comes out, and they're playing kind of a matchup, almost a 3-2 zone, very high extension. Michael's able to get the rebound. A lot of pressure, though. You wonder if the referee's going to make a call. He does. Out of bounds Endicott. Oswego will get the ball back. It had to be something there, Adam.
Yeah, a lot of pressure by that Endicott team on Michael early on. That's been their game plan the whole ride through. But someone from Oswego, probably most likely Gebhardt, has got to step up and run that 2 guard as Endicott goes into that up-court pressure to give Michael some help in the backcourt.
Michael was 2 of 5 from 3-point land in the first half, the only Oswego shooter to hit from beyond the arc. He's playing that 2-guard spot now, trying to get his shot going. Burge now with the ball at the top of the key. Swings it over to Monahan. Monahan will attack the basket, put the ball up. Blocked by Endicott, and he will hit the deck. And not a good possession for Oswego. Hendel comes down the other way. Just misses. Burge gets the rebound. Oswego now, Michael the ball handler. He has Burridge, Ward, Monahan, and Gebhardt out there. Michael hitting the basket, and an easy layup for Michael. And now it's a 10-point game, the first 2 points of the second half for Oswego.
Yeah, way to feed off that pressure on Burridge from Michael there. He knew the defense was fading back to the 21 of Chad Burridge. Went up, dig 2 points.
Oswego down 10 at Max Zeal. They have not been down like this really all season on their home floor. So they're going to have to play from behind here in the second half. Blocked by Monahan is the jump shot, and Oswego will take it back, now setting up the half court. Michael working up the screen from Burridge for 3. Just misses. And they could have used that shot from Michael. Only 2 3-pointers on the day for Oswego. They've really struggled from the perimeter. On the other end, Endicott, they put up a 3-pointer. Hendel's able to hit. And the lead is now 13, the highest it's been all, in this game. And I'd venture a guess this might be the largest lead an opponent's had on Oswego all year at Max Zeal.
That would be a good guess, Joe. They're not used to this, just getting outplayed. By all means, offensive, defensive, this Endicott team's out hustling them, hitting on the offensive end. Oswego's not hustling them much and not hitting on the offensive end. So they got to really focus, kind of bring the tempo back to them. Try to crawl back into this one. Still a lot of time with 16:30 left.
And there is a lot of time as Gebhardt drives to the basket, finds Burridge, and that's 2 points. Burridge now at 14, game high 14 points. Adam, it doesn't feel like an 11-point game. It doesn't feel like Oswego's down by that much at all. Endicott almost a sneaky 48 points as Callow's able to hit, Handel's able to work under the basket, get a shot up, and very quickly, the points are going to go to Callow. He has 12 points now. But Endicott very sneaky with their scoring in this one. Burridge is able to get another bucket. He's up to 16. They're trading baskets back and forth.
And they're going to get Callow on an offensive foul call. The last few possessions moving very quickly. Couple baskets trade. Endicott 11-point lead, but Callow picks up his second personal foul on the offensive end. And we're going to get time on the floor. Adam, we were just talking about it. It doesn't feel like Endicott's up by 11 points, but they certainly are. They're doing a lot of things right now, particularly on the offensive end.
Yeah, doing a good job of getting it there. We saw a couple quick threes. Really playing big like we expected them to play big for. And Oswego on the other end, Chad Burridge, 2 consecutive possessions there with points. He's got to keep that rolling. That was successful in the first half. He's got to keep it rolling with that. Chad Burridge inside, along with Hayden Warren inside. That seems to be what Oswego needs to do tonight until they get hot from three land.
It has been a tough game so far, Oswego. Again, 15:55 left in the second half. Endicott comes out with a huge 8-0 run to begin the second half of action, and they have been looking very solid here in this ball game. For Oswego, they're going to come out with Burridge, Michael, Gebhardt, Monahan, Ward, the same lineup they went into the timeout with. You wonder if Coach Leone's diagram to play. Gebhardt's going to get the inbounds pass here. For Endicott, Green's on the floor, Henelt, Callow, Carco comes back into the game off the bench. And to round everything out, McGee at that 2-guard spot. Michael gets the ball out top, finds Ward for 3, and he will miss. Rebounded by McGee, and that is a tough rebound in transition for Endicott. Callow's going to get the ball underneath the basket. He has to fling it to a teammate, not able to get it. Michael will now push the ball up the floor. A lot of sloppy ball handling there for Endicott. Michael now with the ball out top. He's working on his defender. Ward pushing on Callow. Not able to hit. Ward has been shooting a low percentage in this game, really missing around the basket. But he steals the basketball, pushes it up to Monahan. Even with no numbers, Monahan gets fouled at the basket. And the ball game is moving quickly. You almost wonder if that goes against Oswego's normal style of play.
Yeah, Endicott came right out and punched him in the mouth, if you will. You know, this Oswego team not used to getting outplayed, like I talked about. And this Endicott team's really hustling, making Oswego work for everything. As soon as Oswego got to realize sooner.
Burridge is going to go to the foul line after attacking the basket. Foul's going to go, should go against Callow. It does, and that's 3 personal fouls for him, something to watch if the star center gets into foul trouble. But really, Adam, the only thing that's gone 100% right in this game is Burridge. He has 16 points early in this one, a ton of rebounds to go along with it as he hits his foul shot there. If you're Oswego, do you keep giving the ball to Burridge down low, or do you try to get some perimeter game going?
I think you just keep giving it to Burridge. He hasn't done anything wrong. He either makes it or go to the line, as we see him connect on that first free throw, missing on the second. But it's working for you. Go there and then work through the offense. I don't think you got to pick one.
And Endicott comes down off of the missed foul shot. Easy 3-point attempt. And McGee very quickly up to 10 points. Again, he only scored 2 points in the first half. That's the leading scorer for the Gulls. He has 10, and they're going to get Ward on a travel call. That's his second travel of the game. Oswego really struggling. And it is 53-40 here. 14 minutes left in the second half. Green now bringing the ball up for Endicott. A really strong lineup for the Gulls. Green, McGee out top. He drives to the basket, but gets the travel call. Lucky break there for Oswego because he had a clear layup.
Yeah, definitely. And 13, that increases the lead to 15. Just keeping it 13, crawling back. Again, 14 minutes left to go, so still a lot of time for this Laker squad, but they got to get something going soon here, Joe.
Now, a player that we haven't seen come into the game yet for Oswego is Gilks. Or since he came out of the game, obviously he started the second half. I wonder if you can get him in, try to get some scoring. He's a big player at that 3 spot, as the fans do not like the no call there by the official. They thought Monahan got fouled down low. But they need to generate some offense on the wing. You wonder if Sheridan and Gilks can provide that off the bench.
very uncharacteristic night. Nothing is falling for this Laker team when you usually take it for granted that it's going to tickle the twine.
McGee drives to the basket, and a late foul call. Now, that whistle came a full 2 or 3 seconds after the shot went up in the air. He will go to the foul line to shoot 2. If you're an Oswego fan, you don't like that call. But McGee will go to the foul line. He didn't attempt any foul shots in the first half, but again, has very quickly risen to 10 points on the game. The leading scorer for the Gulls has been a major beneficiary of this fast tempo as he misses the first.
You're starting to feel here Max Zeal's not happy. They're not used to this Laker team playing down, and after that call, I feel bad for this officiating crew here, Joe.
Now, Adam, you touch on it. Oswego hasn't been down all that much at Max Zeal. Does that create a problem? You don't necessarily know how to play from behind. How can Oswego approach one of their first deficits of the season?
I think they need to keep working. They still got a lot of time. Fast break right here. That's how they approach it. That's how they approach it, Mr. Manganello.
Burridge throws down the dunk. They had a 2-on-1 opportunity, he and Ward, and he throws down an emphatic slam. And the preseason All-American now at 19 points. He has been a star all game. Unfortunately, he can't guard everyone, and he can't score every possession as Endicott makes it 2. That is now 14 points for Lance Green, and the lead is back up to 13 for the Gulls.
Connor Monahan's really got to work on defense right now with Green. He cannot commit that foul and one. Green's going to make it count, trying to go for his second three-point play. And Monahan really was kind of out of position there, an unneeded foul for Connor Monahan when the momentum was starting to swing back for the Lakers.
Macris is back in the game for the Gulls. The 6'9" power forward has been such a big player for them all season, adds even more frontline pressure now for Endicott. Sheridan working the ball out top, finds Ward. Burridge getting that one-on-one against Endicott, and he'll go to the line for 2. And Adam, Oswego's finding their big man. They're getting him the rock.
Yeah, Joe, Chad Burridge, 19 points on the night. You give it to him inside, he either gets you 2 points or he goes to the line. He hasn't turned the ball over in the post a lot. He has, not getting blocked. He's holding his own down there. Keep getting into him. He's producing for you.
As Burridge misses the foul shot, Adam, Oswego has 42 points. Pretty good point total. Their struggles have been almost fully on the defensive end. They do not have an answer for the weapons of Endicott. We've seen Oswego switch up defenses all year. They play some zone, they play some man, they play some full court. What can Oswego rely on with these last 13 minutes to try to stop this offense?
No, I think they go back to that man, really play up tight defense. They got the depth to rotate players in and out, up in your face defense, real tenacious, try to get some steals.
Delfino now on the floor. He's guarding Neese, who comes off the bench for Coach Rowe. The ball handler for Endicott is now Green. He gets the ball back to Macris, who's very high up. Again, he's usually a post player. On the floor for Endicott as Green drives to the basket. He misses. Michael gets the rebound, no number, so he kind of brings the ball up slow. Looking for the best option on the floor. Again, Michael's been the best assist-to-turnover point guard the SUNYAC has had the last 3 years. One of the smartest basketball players you'll see. Coach Leone actually commented, I was in an interview with me, saying he's the smartest point guard he's had in 13 years of coaching.
Yeah, truly special player in Shawn Michael.
And they're going to get Sheridan on the travel. A lot of travel calls in this game. A lot of pressure on these athletes in the NCAA tournament. Sometimes the feet are moving before the head are moving. And that is another travel call. Green will slow the ball up for Endicott. Again for Endicott, Macris, Burkhart, Green on the floor at the guard spots. And that's going to be no good. Delfino chasing the rebound, not able to get it. And Burkhart goes for 2, misses. And they get a foul call on Macris. So kind of an interesting call there by the referee, almost your classic makeup, as it seemed Delfino was shoved previously on the possession.
Yeah, and you know, Oswego's got to rotate through, but they don't got to worry about that if they're boxing out strong. They're lacking in these last couple of minutes of boxing out. They got to get low, box out, and they don't have to worry about fighting for those foul calls. You know, if it's clean, you get the position, you're either going to get the ball or get the foul call.
For Endicott, up 56-43. 8 minutes have gone by in this second half, and this second half has been all Endicott. Again, only a 4-point lead for the Gulls in the first half, and they really came out, exploded from beyond the arc, getting a lot of points from McGee, their leading scorer of the season here in the second half. He's up to 15 points, one of the leading scorers of the night. For Oswego, the bright spot all day has been Burridge. He has 20 points already, on track to have one of those big Chad Burridge outings. Unfortunately, not much elsewhere for the Lakers. Down 13 points, not shooting it particularly well. What do they got to do to try to gradually lower that gap?
Like I say it before, we'll keep going at it. Chad Burridge inside. He's done nothing wrong for you on the offensive end. Now you got the other head in that dynamic duo, Hayden Ward. Go inside. They're not going to get blocked there. They're going to score 2 or go to the foul line. It's going to get you points to crawl back. Then maybe you get out to your 3-point transition game.
Out of the timeout on the floor for Endicott, Green, Burkhart, Neese. As Burridge drives to the basket, misses. Rebound corralled by Neese. We also have Green on the floor. He's dribbling the basketball. Works off the screen from Neese. Drives the basket, swatted by Burridge. A huge block by the SUNYAC's elite shot blocker. And now Michael working off the screen. He puts up a 3. No good. Rebound Ward. And he will find Gebhardt, a new possession for the Lakers.
Good rebound by Ward. He's really playing good on the rebounding stat tonight. Being big off Michael's misses that we rarely see.
Ward now getting the ball in the low block. And they're going to call an offensive foul. That's the first foul on Ward. Or not, but the problem is that's been their money all day, trying to get the ball in the low block, and they turn the ball over with the offensive foul.
Yeah, a questionable call there, but he had his feet set. It's going the other way. Ward's really got to realize that now that this Endicott team knows Oswego's trying to threaten in the post. They're going to be trying to do anything to stop Ward and Burridge.
And Endicott moving the ball around. And they're going to get the charge.
Good play there by Gebhardt to get low. No, he didn't have the size advantage to go up for the block. Set your feet, take the charge. Good one for the team by Gebhardt.
Macris comes off, or goes to the bench. Now Karko comes back in the game. Adam, obviously Karko was the star of the first half with his 4 threes, we'll call it. 3 traditional, 1 from the line. And he was a huge scorer in the first half for Coach Rowe. Michael now out top. He's working on McGee. Trying to get the ball down to Burridge, being guarded by Callow. Ward's able to find it there. Burridge goes up and just misses the and one opportunity, but he will get a chance to make a pair at the line.
Like we talked about, he'll either put it up, get 2 for you, or he'll go to the line and earn them. And again, no turnovers. Chad Burridge really playing great on the post. Keep it going into him. He's going to produce for you either from the line or just for the kiss on 2.
Now, Adam, win, lose, or draw today for the Oswego State Laker program. This senior class is going to go down as one of the greats, arguably the best they've ever had. This is the first senior class to go to the NCAA tournament, let alone do it 2 years in a row. This is the first senior class in almost 50 years to win a conference title. And for Burridge, you can make an argument he's the best Laker the program's had since the 1970s. Going to go down as the best shot blocker, one of the best rebounders, and certainly one of the best scorers they've ever had.
Yeah, definitely. Burridge is a great special player. His career is great here at Oswego, trying to keep it going through this NCAA tournament.
McGee's able to connect on the other end, and Endicott's just scoring at will. They're on track to put their point total into the 80s today, something that does not bode well for Oswego. Gebhardt with the ball. He finds Ward for 3, and that one's good. Ward has been cold from the field here in the second half. Hopefully that's the shot that gets him going.
All you need is a spark to start a fire, Joe, and that might be it. But we'll see if Oswego, they got to keep rotating. Better defense they need to get back into it.
And a no call there on the apparent travel. It still works out for the Lakers as they're able to get a steal off of the Nice turnover. Michael driving to the basket, gets on his giddy up, gets to the basket, puts 2 points on the board.
And here it goes. The run is on by Oswego. They got to keep rotating on the defense end going into the timeout. That's exactly what this team needs to do. Take advantage of what they have. Shawn Michael, good drive there to pick up 2. Keep it going inside on the defensive end. Box out. Eliminate the second chance opportunities from this hot Endicott team because they're going in or they get a second chance.
As Oswego gets timeout on the floor, they've narrowed the lead to 8 points, the lowest it's been since the beginning of the second half. Adam, we saw Oswego overcome several big leads here at Max Zeal this year. The most notable, the 9-point deficit against Buff State, the game before the conference tournament, one of the last games before the conference tournament, a game that Oswego wanted to win. They wanted to preserve that undefeated conference record. They did it. They got it done. In this one, it's going to be a little different. They've been down the whole second half, but they got the lead down to 8. What do you want to see from Oswego coming out of this timeout?
You said it just before we went into that timeout there. This senior class, you know, this leadership out there. You see Sheridan, Gebhardt, and Burridge really leading this team, and I think they will continue that, and it's going to do that leadership will rub off on other players to not make this their last game in Max Zeal.
Endicott in the half court. McGee gets the ball to Hennel. We haven't seen him in the game in a while. He gets stripped, but the ball is corralled by Nice, and that is a very fortunate play for Endicott. They almost turned that ball over. They turn it into 2 points down low. Michael now working the ball out top. He gets back on his giddy up a little bit, finds Gebhardt in the corner for 3. Not able to hit. And Hennel gets the defensive rebound. He pushes the ball all the way to the basket, a little reckless, and gets a charge call. And that was a good call by the official, as it seemed Hennel was out of control since he crossed half court.
Yeah, definitely, and good awareness by Sheridan to set his feet, get that offensive foul. Oswego's really transitioning now. They got to start playing that smart ball they played all year. You know, even though they're trying to crawl back and use aggressiveness and risk, they still got to be smart, and now they'll go to the line.
Now, Adam, you talk about the experience of Oswego, a player that we haven't said his name all that much today, Michael, the point guard. One of the best point guards arguably in the country, certainly in the SUNYAC conference. He has 10 points today, but pretty quietly. Not a lot of three-point shots. He's been driving to the basket. You almost wonder if Oswego can rely on that a little bit. You know Burge is going to get all the attention in the world, Ward as well. Michael's driving to the basket, a solid third option for the Lakers.
And you know, he uses his quickness just like Green on the Endicott side. He can drive. He knows his three-pointers aren't falling tonight, so until it gets there, he's going to drive. And as I was suspected, they will inbound the pass here. I knew offensive foul, you can't go into the bonus, so they'll inbound the pass. Oswego will get an offensive possession to work with, down by 10 here.
Something to think about. Endicott already at 9 fouls, so the next one will put Oswego in the bonus. Could be a game of foul shots down the stretch for the Lakers.
Definitely so.
Michael for 3. It's good. And it is a three-point bomb from Michael, narrowing the lead to 7 points. And Michael hits the big shot. We talked about him out of that timeout. He's going to have a huge contribution here in the second half as Endicott now trying to answer.
Seems to be we called it. Joe talking about a three-point game wasn't on. Must have heard us and said, wait, yes it is.
There's a reason why I lead the country in three-point percentage. The 51% shooter buries one from deep, and now it's a 7-point game. Green drives to the basket. Carco, and he hits a mid-range jump shot. Hey, at this point you expect it from him. The guy can shoot.
Yeah, definitely. He's clutch from the jumper. Got a nice release going on, and a good way to step back. And this is the loudest I've ever heard Max Zeal Gymnasium in my career here at SUNY Oswego.
And a very heads-up play by the point guard. Michael draws the foul, and he will be the first beneficiary of the double bonus. He'll get 2 shot attempts coming out of the stoppage in action. Now, for Coach Rowe's team, Endicott, they've seen the lead slip marginally. They're still up 9 points. If you're Endicott, what's been going awry the last few possessions, and how can you fix it?
Well, Oswego's powerful offense is coming to play right now. You know, they've been gone all game. Now they're back, ready to get going. And we see it. Michael stepping up there, back-to-back, nice drive, and then went the three. Still got that Burridge weapon, and Mr. Hayden Ward has 15 points as well, so that offensive powerhouse is getting back to where they usually are, and for this Endicott team, they got to go back to stopping them like they did all game.
Adam, it seems like for Oswego, they've scored 53 points. You almost can't expect much better. That's a lot of points at this aspect of the game. The 8-minute mark, roughly 7.5-minute mark. They're down 9 points. They've just given up too many opportunities to Endicott. Their goal is going to be to limit opportunities for Endicott moving forward.
Yeah, this Endicott team is shooting lights out. See Karko, you wouldn't expect it, the 6'6" man, 14 points, and all have been jump shots. So great play by both teams offensively, shooting the ball, and this Endicott team has got to be blessed that Max Seal Gymnasium is their key to shooting.
Michael at the line, an opportunity to put 2 more points on the board for Oswego, narrow the gap to 7.
And this double bonus could be big for this Oswego team. It's a guaranteed 2 shots at the line every time.
On the year, Oswego shoots pretty well, 74% from the charity stripe, one of the best in the SUNYAC conference. Not too shabby on the national scene as well. There's a reason why this team is ranked number 14 in the country going in, as Michael misses the second foul shot, but it's only an 8-point lead now for Endicott. The lead's been slipping gradually in the second half. Green now working the ball out top against Monahan. Monahan, the best perimeter defender for Oswego, and Green has been everywhere for Endicott. That's a good decision for Coach Leon to put the 2-guard on Green. Ball now Karko, he gets it down on the block to Nice. Burkhart now being guarded tightly by Michael. And he trying to get a shot off. And that ball is going to go to the Lakers. The tight defense by Michael, the tight defense by Burridge results in a turnover for Endicott.
Yeah, that's what they need, and I don't know what's wrong. Oswego's finally waking up, realizing they got to play that defense against this hot shooting Endicott team, and that's what they got to do every possession from here on out with 6:45 left.
Ward scored 12 points in the first half, only scored 3 points here in the second. You almost wonder if they got to get him involved again, try to get him another shot opportunity. Ward does get it out top of the key. They turn it around to Sheridan, who does airball the 3-point shot, but he hasn't had many shot attempts in this one. He is one of the best shooters on this Lakers team. Burge goes up with straight arms, no foul call, rebounded by Sheridan on the other end, so both teams traded empty possession, and now Michael comes back down. 6 minutes, 15 seconds left in the second half. Oswego down 8 points at Max Seal. This would be the first loss of the season on their home floor, but Oswego is pushing it back. Monahan for 3. Not able to connect. Endicott now in the half court. Nice has been in the game a while, the reserve forward for Endicott. Green puts up a shot. No good. Ward rebounds it. Ward already having another double-double, leads the team in double-doubles this season. Michael pushing the basketball. Find Ward for 3. No good, but rebounded by Burridge. He'll go straight up with it. Ward goes up with it, and he connects. 3 offensive rebounds that possession for the Lakers. One of them had to go in, right?
Yeah, Burridge and Ward, we've seen it all year, that hustle bigness down low. Burridge and Ward look for them big these in the last 5 minutes, and Max Seal starting to heat up.
Momentum building for Oswego as their home court advantage is showing. It's getting loud in Max Seal. 6-point game with 5 minutes left to play, and it is as close as it's been in a while, as Endicott has struggled to score against this man-to-man defense. And Burridge comes out and forces a turnover, and just like that, it's a 2-possession game. Oswego with a chance to cut it to a 1-possession game.
Yeah, definitely. They got to take advantage of that. That's 3 straight turnovers by this Endicott team, and it is crucial for Oswego to take advantage of these turnovers, crawl back into this game, use Ward and Burridge down low to your advantage, and Max Seal is going nuts.
It is getting a little bit ruckus here at Max Seal as the chant is raining throughout the town of Oswego right now. in the timeout, if you're Endicott, you got to try to find a way to put some points on the board, as they've been a little quiet offensively the last few minutes of gameplay. You wonder if they're going to try to find McGee or Green slashing to the basket.
Yeah, definitely got to use that quickness with McGee being their leading scorer and Green doing a lot with his quickness in this game. Get back to that and then rotate out to what you need to do. Burridge and Moore doing a good job in the post and good rebounding to not let second chance opportunities, and they'll get the ball, trying to put another points up on the scoreboard, crawling back into this lead against this with this home crowd at Max Zeal in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Oswego with a dangerous lineup on the floor. Burridge, Michael, Monahan, Ward, and Sheridan, arguably the 5 best shooters on the team, all out there at the same time. Going to show off that perimeter arsenal. Michael now with the ball out top, being guarded tightly by McGee. Burridge gets a one-on-one opportunity with Callow. They're not able to get it to him yet. Michael slows it back down. He comes off the screen from Ward, and he will pull it back out. Now Ward being guarded one-on-one by Carco. Monahan almost loses it, gets it back to Ward. Ward drives to the basket and is fouled. And that is a big play for Oswego. They used up the whole shot clock. They had to get some points, and it looks like Ward's going to get an opportunity to do just that.
Good job by Ward reading that. He had that baseline FaceTime drive. He did it, goes up. I wasn't sure if they were going to call the foul, a late whistle, and this good thing he called there. This gym would have erupted, but Hayden Ward will go up, try to shoot two.
You almost wonder if they called it out of self-defense. The first of two was missed by Ward. He has struggled today shooting the basketball. He was 5 of 10 from the field in the first half, but only 2 of 4 from the line. The shooting woes continue for the junior, but Ward having his best season yet as a collegiate athlete. First team All-SUNYAC this season is Ward as he misses the second foul shot. And the steal by Monahan. What a clutch play there by the fourth-year senior, as they needed to get another possession. Obviously coming away scoreless wasn't satisfying before. Michael for three. He hits it, and that gets this place going as the star guard is able to connect. He now has 17 points for the Lakers, and it is a 3-point game here at Max Zeal. The shot is no good by Endicott, rebounded by Carco. The shot by Carco, no good. Rebound by Green. He's able to connect. No foul by Ward. Smart play. Doesn't give the guard some foul shots there. Michael now penetrating the basketball, pushing off that screen hard by Burridge. And this game is getting very fun, Adam.
Two good plays by Green there as he pretty much boxes out Hayden Ward on the defensive end. Goes down, knows Burridge is going to try to make a move, slaps the ball out to get the turnover.
It's getting loud. People stopping in the Max Zeal arena. Ball thrown away by Endicott, stolen by Oswego. Adam, this team is pretty careless with the basketball. They average 14.7 turnovers a game, something that we're seeing in the second half. Ward for three. No good. But offensive rebound by Oswego and the foul. Ward will go back to the line, getting a standing ovation by the faithful here at Max Zeal.
Yeah, definitely good job by Ward. Misses the three, but gets back down in the post where he knows he needs to be. Goes up. Now he's got to hit these free throws. Rare 2 misses from him earlier. Jason Leone, I'm sure, telling him in that huddle, Hayden, make these free throws.
Sometimes with Coach Leone and Ward, they work in mysterious ways. We've seen plenty of games this year where Ward will sit for a long time trying to get that coaching lesson in, but he comes back in, and by the end of the contest, and is able to pick up the slack. Ward, obviously one of the best players in the conference. Adam, 5-point game. For if you're Oswego, is that comfortable enough where you can forget the struggles in the second half and just play it straight up the rest of the way? Or in the back of your mind, are you aware, hey, we've been down all second half, we're tired?
Yeah, no, you got to focus. You got to play it straight away. That you're crawling back into this one. You got to keep going. Keep the foot on the throat right now. That tenacious defense. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up for this Endicott team. They're causing turnovers, really showing how fast they are on defense in Oswego, and they got to keep it going. If you're Oswego State Lakers, 5 points they can do in 3 minutes, but they got to focus more on keeping this style they're doing up because it's working for them.
Endicott started the second half with an 8-0 run. Who would have thunk? With 3 minutes left in the second half, we'd get back to that same score we started with, more or less. Only a 5-point game. Ward at the line with an opportunity to make it a one-possession game. Again, 3 minutes left. Endicott sends out Green, McGee,
Henolt, Callow, and Karko. That lineup that they've been sticking with most of the second half. Ward misses another foul shot. You wonder now if it's starting to become a mental game, as we know Ward's more than capable of making his foul shots. This shot still could make it a 4-point game for the Lakers. Monahan, Burridge, Ward, Sheridan, and Michael on the floor. And a make for Ward. The crowd's going nuts. They love giving it up for their forward. It's a 4-point game. And Green with the basketball for Endicott. He finds Kalo up top. And a turnover. The freshman Henolt cuts to the basket, ends up losing the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, did you see Phil Rowe there just tosses the ball up in dismay to the ref. He has no idea what's going on with his Endicott team, just turning the ball over like it's their job here in these last few minutes.
Endicott again averages nearly 15 turnovers a game. Oswego, a very careful team in the basketball. They actually have a positive turnover margin in comparison to their opponents. Michael drives to the basket and makes the two. And that was a great play by Michael to drive to the basket. He now has 19 on the night, and they're getting everything they can from their star guard.
Yeah, Sean Michael really living up to the hype tonight in Max Seal. Here it goes. It's heated. 2-point game.
And it's a 2-point game with all the foul shooting woes for Oswego. They are still right in this one. Rebound ricocheted, caught by Endicott. They'll corral, and they will hold the ball. 2 minutes left here in the second half, 64-62. Endicott's been up all game, it seems like. But Oswego is in it with their crowd behind them. And a crucial possession here for Endicott.
Yeah, definitely. They got to get it. Silence this Max Seal crowd.
Green drives to the basket, gets a look, misses the layup, but they're going to get Ward on a foul call. And Adam, not a lot of contact on that play. Really could have gone either way.
Yeah, definitely a questionable call, especially late in this game. But baseline officials saw the contact. Green will go middle of the line shooting too. Fortunate play for this Endicott team to get a free chance at scoring.
Ward now with 4 personal fouls. And Ward has been such a figure of the second half. A lot of foul shooting struggles. He also has picked up 4 personal fouls in the second half. Ward is going to kind of make or break the way this game turns out. As you figure he would, he's been one of the best players on this team all season.
Yeah, definitely so. And it's right in these minutes and these crucial times when you know where the best players are going to step up.
And the make by Green, so it's 66-62. Michael will bring the ball up for Oswego. 1:45 left in this one. Michael comes off the screen. Ward now looking for Burridge down low. He's able to find him. Burridge for the 2. He makes it. And the preseason All-American now 24 points. He does not want his team to go down here in the first round.
No, that's All-American. Does not come easy. Chad Burridge tonight with 24, having one of his breakout games in this NCAA tournament. You know, that's a great hit by him to get the roll. But now he's in the huddle. He's got to tell his teammate, listen, guys, we got to get back on the defensive end and stop this Endicott team because they will score.
A lot of points by the trio of stars for Oswego. 19 for Michael, 24 for Burridge, 18 for Ward. Quick math on that one. That is the far majority of the points for the Lakers, so you know where the shots are going to be coming from down the stretch. For Endicott, much more balanced scoring. 4 of the players on the floor right now in double figures. And these last minute 30 seconds, who's going to be the key player on either side?
I say Sean Michael for Oswego. I see a future 3 maybe in the future. And then you got to go back to Karko for this Endicott team. He can hit. He's the hottest player out there shooting-wise. Get him with the ball. He'll hit for you, get you the win.
Green over to McGee. McGee being guarded by Sheridan. And now Michael on Henolt. Henolt had a costly turnover last possession for the Gulls. Green now all the way out top. Monahan matching him. Guarding him very far away from the basket. Callow now beyond the arc, being guarded by Burridge. Ball in the lane, McGee working on Sheridan. And he will miss the shot, rebounded by Sheridan. And Oswego will get the foul call. They will go to the line and shoot 2.
as Endicott gives up the foul underneath their own basket.
Yeah, definitely. And good job by Ryan Sheridan there. That senior leadership coming in this last couple minutes, boxing out. Like I said earlier, you box out, you either get the rebound or the foul call. There's the foul call, double bonus. Ryan Sheridan has a chance to tie this game, and Max Seal, Joe Manganiello.
Sheridan had the game of his life against Brockport in the semifinal of the SUNYAC tournament. Hit 4 3-pointers. His 15 points were the game high for Oswego, and he won that thing for them late in that one. You wonder if these shots can win it for Oswego here. And the shot is made, so it's now 66-65. If he makes this one, it's a tie ball game, and Oswego would have all the momentum in the world, Adam.
That NCAA tournament living up to its hype. Here dancing, baby. Everyone's going for the national championship.
And the senior makes both his foul shots, ties this game. Lakers versus Gulls. It is 66-66 in Max Seal Gymnasium. Everybody's standing up on their feet. Lance Green with the ball on top. He drives to the basket. He's being guarded tightly by Monahan. Ball stripped away by Ward. He gets the ball over to Michael. He will slowly bring the ball up. There is 40 seconds left in this contest, and Oswego can hold it for more or less one shot. 23 seconds left on the shot clock, so about 10-second differential. Michael getting a lot of space. He's got to get an opportunity to drive to the basket, and Burridge on the screen. 10 seconds left on the shot clock here. Michael makes his move. He finds Ward beyond the arc. He gets Burridge down low, and Burridge not able to connect, not able to hit. They're scrapping for the ball underneath, and they're going to call a jump ball. So with 11 seconds, there is a jump ball, and Oswego will retain possession. Adam, this place is going nuts. Oswego now has a chance to win the game with one last shot.
Yeah, they do. They will have the possession here. Endicott College all over the floor right now. Oswego's ball, 11.4 left. We're all tied up. Both coaches will be drawing something up to try to get it going here. Full timeout, says Jason Leone. Couldn't ask for anything better, Mr. Manganiello.
The way Endicott started this second half, no one would have been able to believe that Oswego would actually be outscoring them at one point in the second half. Again, Oswego started the half down 4. It's now a tie game. By all accounts, Oswego is winning the second half, and now they have a chance to win the game. What do they draw up out of this timeout?
Yeah, I mean, you got to really, I think, go back inside to your success you've been having all game. Hayden, Ward, or Chad Burridge. I mean, you don't need a 3. You don't need a jump shot right now. Get it inside. It's either 2 points or a foul. That's been the trend so far. I think Endicott-wise, though, thinking otherwise. They want to stop Oswego from doing that. They're going to be fronting the post hard, maybe doubling down, trying to get a backside block or something like that. So really, I think Oswego keep going inside, but Endicott, you know, keep that double team down because you know Chad Burridge or Hayden Ward's going to try to go up with it.
Now for Endicott, they have no fouls to give. Oswego's been living in the double bonus the majority of the second half. Oswego does have a foul to give. Adam, if Oswego were to miss early and Endicott got in transition, do you give the foul?
I think you do. I mean, you got fouls to give. Get in the opponent's head. You got the Max Seal crowd behind you. Give the foul if you have it.
And I'm not going to lie, folks, it's tough to hear, it's tough to see in this place. It is a crazy game so far. And there's going to be a timeout by Endicott. And we had to actually make a partial move. It is so tough to see in this place. Everyone's on their feet at Max Seal. Adam, another timeout for Endicott. Now, what do you think Coach Rowe is trying to draw up in this timeout?
You know, we just like we talked about, you know it's going inside, and you really got to look at Oswego going inside. You got to get on that backside pressure, trying to get 2 points. If you're this Oswego team, 12.4 now. They actually increased the time, was 11.7.
And guys, I gotta tell you, it is nuts to be in this place. Everyone is
screaming their brains out. It is a great environment here in Oswego. The crowd has been so supportive really this whole season for Oswego, knowing what's on the line. Michael's going to inbounds the basketball. Again, 12 seconds left on the clock. And if this is really for all the marbles, you figure they're going to hold it to one last shot. Ward breaks away. Burge gets the ball. He puts up the shot. No dice. Endicott rebound. Now they push the basketball. Oswego does have a foul to give. Burge takes it, and he takes the charge. And with 2 seconds left, Burge takes the charge, and we're going to see it go back down for Oswego. The preseason All-American, the 2-time SUNYAC Player of the Year, making a gutsy play.
As you see, he's getting up a little slow there. Chad Burridge to the standing ovation here in Max Steel. Huge play, 2.3 seconds left. Timeout by Coach Leon.
And if you're Coach Leon, you got to take the timeout after this break that you just got. Well, actually, no timeout. He's going to let it run. I almost wonder if you would rather draw up a play call here, but either way, they got 2 seconds to go the length of the floor and score. Burridge on the inbounds. So he throws the ball all the way to the half court. Ward with the catch. He's going to drive to the basket. And there's going to be a foul call. And this place is going absurd. Ward will go to the foul line with a chance to win the game. Adam, he's got 2 chances to send this team to the second round.
Yeah, wow. I mean, officials been on this game all game. Hayden Ward go up. I was wondering why he wasn't throwing it up right there. He knew he could drew the foul to this Endicott team that was jumping all over the place. The pressure's never been higher for Mr. Ward to hit these free throws.
There's literally no time left on the clock. It's going to be 2 foul shots. There's going to be 2 foul shots. And we're actually going to have a fan thrown out of the game. It looks like a fan from Endicott jarring a little too much against the officials. We don't need that here. Get out of our house, the official says. Ward with a chance to send his team to the second round. He's got 2 chances.
Never seen anything like it, Mr. Manganello.
And a lot of pressure now. 1 shot, and we're going to see a little icing of the basketball player, to use the football metaphor. Ward, it's all about this shot.
Sorry.
So there's nothing to game plan. What they're talking about in the huddle right now, it's, hey, let's get on our knees and pray, Adam Rupchick.
Mr. Manganello, this is the best basketball game I've ever seen in my life, and it's right here at Max Steel in the first round of this NCAA tournament. Hayden Ward makes a shot. Oswego goes to the second round. He doesn't. We got overtime.
Either way, Oswego can't lose, but obviously one simple basketball play would send them to the second round. You talk about the junior Hayden Ward. He was a first-team All-SUNYAC player, having the best year of his collegiate career. You couldn't ask for a better opportunity for this guy, and you hope he comes through. He's having a great season, one of the best players in his conference. And that was a tough moment for the junior. Obviously, all eyes in the gymnasium were on him to come through. You feel for him. He's just a collegiate athlete.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of pressure.
2 missed free throws is not that uncommon. People do it all the time. The game was on the line there, but it is okay. I think he's going to take this, bring it over into overtime, and try to get the Lakers a win. Endicott, though, slides by, gets another 5-minute period.
Now, Adam, the interesting situation that has just occurred is all the air is now sucked out of the arena. You had everyone on their feet, everyone yelling, everyone stomping up and down, and now, just like that, kind of the moment's over. Is Oswego in a bind right now, not winning that game in regulation?
It was crucial. It would have helped them a lot to get that, because now, like you said, momentum's Endicott gets their chance to come back into this one. So, I mean, Oswego, those got that leadership. They got this crowd in overtime, but it was crucial for that foul shot, but that's okay. Hayden Ward, like you said, collegiate athlete, you can't expect. So now, we'll go into overtime.
Now, the overtime rules at this level, just very simple. 5 minutes of action, nothing crazy. They're going to play 5 more minutes of basketball. If anything, it's a treat for the fans.
Yeah, definitely so. It's just nobody wants this game to end, and this game will go down in history. I'm sure of it. I'm glad to be on the call here in the NCAA tournament.
Burge wins the tip. Ward corrals the rebound. Again, a tough scenario if you're just joining us. We're in overtime. Junior Hayden Ward had an opportunity to win the game in regulation on 2 foul shots. He wasn't able to hit. Ward drives to the basket, not able to hit. It's been a tough game for Ward. Ball now in transition. Green working on Monahan. And for Endicott, not a lot of points for them in the second half towards the end. They were stuck on 63 for a long time. They need some offense right now.
Yeah, definitely get back into that flow they had where they got up by Oswego as much as 13 at 1 point. So huge offensive production we saw earlier from this Endicott team. I think they get the tempo back on their side, slow it down a little bit.
Green driving to the basket, again working on Monahan. He puts a shot up, doesn't make it, but he will go to the line as he earns the foul call. Oswego's only fouled 6 times in the second half and overtime. They've done a really good job of controlling themselves, but Green goes to the line, and he's been hitting them all day, sitting on 19 points.
Yeah, and that's Monahan's 5th foul. He'll take a seat. Gebhardt will replace him in this one. Tough break for him. You know, a lot of his fouls were really not a lot of contact, but they were fouls. So Green will go up trying to break that 20-point plateau and take the first points of this overtime period.
Green with a chance to take the lead back for Endicott. Of course, they had the lead the majority of the game until Oswego stormed back. At one point, Oswego was down 13 points at them, but they would not take no for an answer. Forcing overtime alone is one of the best accomplishments this team has had all year.
Yeah, definitely shows their pride to get back into this one, force the overtime. They can't be mad with this overtime period. But like you said, they got to get the momentum back on their side.
Green makes both, so it's a 2-point game, 4 minutes left in the overtime frame. Michael works off the screen. He's being guarded by McGee, who again had a great second half for Endicott, the leading scorer for the goals. Michael finds Burge on the block. He's being guarded by Kayla. He puts it up, and it's easy. Burge puts it in now, 26 points.
Chad Burge says, every day, all day, I'm the All-American in this gym. Give me 26 points.
By all accounts, Burge has been the player of this game. It could go really either way. A lot of great players today, but 26 points for the big man certainly has been outstanding. Green now with the ball on top. He's being guarded by Gebhardt. Monahan was checking him most of the game, but he goes to the bench with 5 personal fouls. So big duty by Gebhardt, the senior for Oswego State. Green starting to push the basketball, and he's going to get called for the charge. And that's 5 personal fouls on Green. Adam, you're the first guy in the gym that throws up 5 fingers. Talk about how crucial that is.
It's huge. Green is their asset on top. He's got the triple threat. He's quick. He can score. He really sets the tempo for this whole offense. If you're the Endicott Gulls right now, you're really in the deeps because Green right there, he's quick, he can get it going. As we talked about, the big shoes, Gebhardt's got to field. Garden Green takes the offensive foul, 2nd of his game from the senior Gebhardt. Green now will have to sit down, and Endicott will have to find another way to get some speed on top of their offense.
Now for Endicott, they replace Green with Burkhart. So the only interesting thing there is they go with a guard. They leave Macris on the bench. Macris, again, their 6'9" power forward. They go with that same line, the same style lineup, 3 guards, 2 forwards. You almost wonder if they were better off going big when they have Macris on the bench. Either way, Michael brings the ball up. He's guarded by McGee. Burridge rolls off the screen, and he wants the basketball probably more than anyone in this gym. Michael puts up a 3. No good. Game remains tied. 3 minutes left in the second half. And Michael's been such a crucial part of this game. 19 points, a ton of assists, and no turnovers to speak of. He's the best guard in the SUNYAC conference, and he's been showing it off.
Yeah, definitely Michael, but he's got to really look at that shot. Burridge or Ward were not in position for that rebound.
Carcrow for the 2. Misses it, rebounded Sheridan. And Carcrow's kind of gone cold. In the first half, he had 12 points. He's been sitting on 14 most of this game. Only 2 points since the second half started, so he's been a little quiet. Ward now with the ball at the top of the key. He finds Michael. Burge gets the ball on the block. He's working on Kalo. It's been the matchup all day. The turnaround, and Burge again. The go-to post move for Chad Burge.
Yeah, definitely so, and he's done it so many times. He's got 28 points. Tough break for this Endicott team when Burridge is hot like this. I don't know why they're not going down and trying to double team him.
Yeah, you almost wonder if Endicott needs to go to a double team soon. Burkhart gets the ball down to Kalo. His turn to score in the post. No good. Rebound Ward. A huge board for the junior, and it couldn't have come for a better guy. He needed that rebound.
Yeah, he needed that relief. After missing those foul shots, he's back in this game now. That rebound, you see him take that deep breath, get back on the offensive end.
Ward now with the ball at the top of the key. Oswego up 70-68. A minute 30 left in this game. 15 on the shot clock. And everyone here at Maxfield back on their feet. Burge working on Kalo. And they're going to get Burge on a charge call. And Burge comes up with a little bit of a limp. Tough call there by the official. They've been calling the most charges on a lot of those plays. It seems like it was just one and the same for the official.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, but Burridge, good play there inside by Callow. He knows Burridge was coming hard, set his feet, take the charge. But the officials definitely calling it tight, and both teams have to realize this going into the last minute.
Oh, Burkhart swatted from behind by Burridge. I was just going to make a point. Burkhart's now playing point guard for the Gulls, not the traditional point guard. He drives to the basket much like Lance Green would do, but swatted by the senior.
Go Mr. Burridge, Mr. Nasty with that block.
Ward now with the ball, 25 feet away from the basket. He gets Burridge on the block. He goes up for his patented move. No good. But Oswego still has the 2-point lead with 45 seconds left in the second half. McGee now working on Michael. A lot of congestion on the floor. Endicott now with no clear lanes, and they're going to throw that basketball away. Adam, we talked about the turnovers. They've been piling up for Endicott. Really, the change in this game was when Endicott started getting sloppy with the basketball.
Yeah, definitely so, but you got to give a lot of credit to Gebhardt there. We talked about him coming in, filling big shoes. Did it there. He knows this Endicott team likes the backdoor cut. Saw that backdoor cut coming, was able to face guard in for the turnover.
Now, the shot clock and the game clock, not that much different, only 3 seconds different. At some point, Endicott's got to consider fouling.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, if Oswego brings this down with 2 seconds left and gets a bucket, it's over. But Endicott's hoping now Oswego's miss, and then they'll call a timeout.
Oswego just running clock. Endicott's going to let them play straight up. Very interesting decision there by Coach Rowe. Michael drives to the basket, finds Burridge, and the emphatic slam. And Burridge runner just sealed this game with his 30th point of the game and a slam dunk. And that is it, folks. Endicott makes the lethal decision to wait for Oswego to get to the end of the game. Burridge slam dunks it. Even a late three-pointer is not enough for Oswego to be denied. The Lakers win on their home floor.
Joe Manganiello, this is the best game I have ever seen in my 20 years on this earth. Right here in Maxfield, Oswego advances, and it was all Chad Burridge with his 30th point. Mr. Nasty emphatic dunk. Oswego wins in overtime.
And Oswego could not have dreamed up a more tight contest. Certainly they would have loved a more comfortable game, but I tell you what, the Lakers play in tight contests better than almost any team I've seen at this level.
This shows their discipline and their senior leadership all year long, coming back, crawling into this game, not making any mistakes when they couldn't make any mistakes, crawling back in little by little. Chad Burridge 30 points, Shawn Michael 19, and Mr. Ward with 18, giving the Lakers the victory.
The final score 72-71. Lakers win in overtime against Endicott College. I'm Joe Manganiello. I was with Adam Rupchik all night. What a great game. We're going to send it to the post-game crew at WTOP 10. Stay tuned.
His mother. His mother. Your mother. Their mother. But in the end, is anyone really even thinking about them?
You're watching
Oswego
Sports.
Update.
Hey, Laker fans, remember the following. Be loud, be proud, be funny, be civil.
Above all, be positive.
We've cleaned up our act on the ice. Now it's your turn to clean up yours in the stands.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ourselves are still searching for the words to describe this game. First half, Lakers down 4. Second half, 9 minutes to go. Lakers down double digits. They battle back. They tie the game. Hayden Ward misses 2 free throws with time expired. And overtime, wow. Just the I don't even know what to say. I'm going to have you guys take this one. Give me your thoughts on the game and the overtime.
Blaze, I don't know where to start. I don't know. I have 2 pages of notes written down, and I have no idea what to say.
Okay, then I'm going to say this. Congratulations to the Oswego State Lakers. Yes. An excellent battle by the Endicott Gulls, and really, certainly Endicott fans will be disappointed, but you still, if you're a fan of college basketball, sports in general, you love this atmosphere, you love this game style. Jared, what do you got?
Well, I think the game came down to the last 5 minutes and 1 second, because between Hayden missing 2 free throws with no time left, and then the overtime with a punctuation mark at the end with a dunk by Chad Burridge. And I said in the beginning of the game, I said Chad Burridge was the player to watch. It was a tough call, but with 30 in the game, he took it home.
It's hot in here. I had my jacket off. I'm sweating. It's just the atmosphere was just unbelievable. Ross, you look like you got something to say.
Let me just say, for my money, this was the best game I've ever personally attended. I know you're going to get Division I. You know, there's the thrill of it, but just the love of the game with everything on the line in front of this crowd for a school that is not a basketball school. Remember that. This is a hockey school, but we had everybody, the Lakers had everybody here, and they were on their feet cheering their team on, willing them to victory. It was an amazing finish.
I got to be honest, I was a little worried. The stands were shaking. I tweeted at one point that Max Zeal is now officially, they have a retractable roof. The roof has been blown off this place. The sound was enormous. The mics were skipping in and out. So much was going on. Kudos to our colleagues Joe Manganello and Adam Rupsick. Called a great game. Kept the stats going. I had them in my ear the whole time. Had the fans in the other ear. It was absolutely remarkable. Who is your player of the game?
This is no contest. Chad Burridge was simply not going to let his team lose. He was not going to go home tonight and end his Oswego career. It might just be for one more night. They could very well lose tomorrow. We don't know. But I must say, Chad Burridge was unbelievable. This was why he's a preseason All-American. This is why he's the SUNYAC Player of the Year. When Oswego was staging their comeback, it was Burridge, Ward, and Sean Michael. Everybody else just get out of the way. They might as well have been playing 3-on-3 on offense because those guys were not giving up the ball. They hit shot after shot after shot. And just when it looked like Endicott was putting the game away, it was over. The Lakers just kept coming back. They would not quit. It's a testament to the seniors on this team. It's a testament to Coach Leone. And it's just a testament to what this team has been about all year long.
This is the type of game that 30, 40 years from now, broadcasting students at Oswego State will be talking about this one in remembrance of this one. The numbers on both sides are just sheer, they're just unbelievable. It should pose trivia questions at Oswego. There will be all kinds of numbers on this game. Looking at it right now, 67 of the Lakers' 72 points came from Michael, Burridge, and Ward. Burridge with 30, Ward with a double-double, 18 and 14. And then you look at the other side, it clearly wasn't a one-sided game. We had overtime. There was a 3 at the buzzer that we haven't even mentioned to make the scoreboard look that much more
I think it's fitting.
Terrifying.
I really do.
It absolutely was fitting. As a basketball fan, I would not have had it any other way. Eric Kawa, 12 points, 14 rebounds, 21 points for Lance Green, who fouled out. And in my opinion, that at that point, I feel like that was where Laker fans knew that I think the Lakers' chances to win this game when Lance Green fouled out probably doubled, tripled, maybe even quadrupled.
It was a tie game at that point. It was still 68-68. And other than that three at the buzzer, Endicott didn't score again after Lance Green fouled out. Lance Green was the only player on Endicott that threw everything, stayed aggressive, he didn't let it get to his head, and he kept attacking the rim. Endicott, for the first 30 minutes of this game, was dissecting Oswego on offense. They were hitting threes, they were getting into the lane, they were getting offensive rebounds, and Lance Green was the catalyst, and he remained that way throughout the game. And when he fouled out with 2 minutes left, or 3 minutes left in overtime, that was it. There was no way Oswego was losing at that point.
Now, Jared, I'm going to get your thoughts on my next point. Ross just mentioned that, they were hitting threes. They were doing everything. And I don't think that they stopped doing those things. You look, they were 1 of 1 from behind the arc in overtime. 54% from behind the arc in this game. That includes both halves and the overtime period. I don't think it was a case that Endicott even stopped hitting shots in the overtime, because they clearly were. I think it was more the Lakers' defense and offense came together. Defense stepped up, drew a couple of charges, and offensively the Lakers managed the ball, used all 35 seconds almost every possession, and they scored down in the paint where it matters, when it mattered.
And also, like you said, that they were doing everything right. The biggest stat is Endicott had 20 turnovers compared to Oswego's 9. That's a huge difference. It's 11 possessions. So, and yes, although there were some big charges taken by Brian Gebhardt, Chad Burge, Ryan Sheridan, I believe, had 2. All these players were afraid to put their bodies on the line for everyone else on their team.
And at Oswego, Chad Burge, of course, is known for his dunks and his dunk face, as I like to call it. He had not 1 but 2 dunks tonight. The latter of the 2 was the one that gave them transition them from 70 to 72 with, I believe, about, I think it was 5 seconds or so remaining. And then Endicott, of course, came down and hit that 3.
Which ended up being really important, because let's say hypothetically if he misses that dunk, they call time. They hit that 3. It's a huge, totally different game.
And the other thing I found interesting, that there weren't too many Endicott fans we talked about. Of the 4 teams that played here, minus the Lakers, Endicott had the closest drive, the Buffalo area, about 2.5 hours. There wasn't really a strong representation by them tonight. What I did notice is that the Lakers, out louder and louder and louder every second as the game went on, especially in overtime. But when Ward was shooting those 2 free throws, dead silence. Now, why did Ward miss those free throws, guys?
You don't know. It's just he's an 80% shooter. One thing I will say, he was struggling most of the second half from the free throw line. There were times Hayden Ward, for a stretch, went 1 for 4 from the line, and that was with about 5 minutes left in the game when Oswego was trying to make their comeback, and he struggled. He missed 3 out of 4 free throws. He's an 80% shooter on the season. I don't know what it was. He just didn't have the shot today. But one thing I will say, when everybody moves off the line, the crowd is dead. You can tell yourself it's just another shot, but it's not. It's not another shot.
Not. We talked in the pregame, basketball is 90% mental.
Yeah, and also with the 2 free throws, I mean, personally, as somebody who's played basketball, I've been in that situation. You I feel like maybe brush off the first one. Like, oh, well, if I miss this one, I'll hit the second one. And you know what? When you miss the first one, all of a sudden, all the pressure, and again, it could have been worse. It could have been down 1, if you look at it that way, which would have made the free throw that much more important to tie it. But they got it done in overtime. But he didn't give up in overtime.
Yeah, Ward kept fighting. One thing I'm unsure about is how Endicott was able to call a timeout between the first free throw and the second free throw. It seems very odd to me that they were allowed to do that.
In theory, when the clock is dead.
There's no time on the clock. How can you call a timeout?
The only thing that should be going on is that the foul shooting, so I was interested by that as well. I thought it was a good strategy, but at the same time, I was interested that it was allowed to happen. Certainly maybe something we should all look up in the rule book. Now that the energy has kind of left his body, the fans have slowly filed out. The family's still sitting here. Jason Leone just came out of the locker room. The fans, they've left. The players waiting to come out and meet their families. Let's look forward. The Lakers play Eastern Connecticut tomorrow. From what we saw, we had the privilege of watching both these games today. From what we saw, what will both teams bring to the table tomorrow? Will the Lakers be able to mentally settle back down and remember that they still have another game to play.
Well, I'm going to look at Endicott just really quick.
Okay.
I have a little bit of a problem with how they were coached the last 10 minutes of the game. And, he was doing the job. He was keeping the team energized. He was keeping them ready to go. But there were some timeouts that weren't called. It feels like everyone except Lance Green lost their composure, and I'm just wondering what happened there.
It was a one-on-one play on Chad Burridge.
Yeah.
Chad Burridge said to his team, clear out. I got the isolation. And Endicott let them do that, so it's very interesting. Let's transition forward now to tomorrow, Eastern Connecticut, Oswego. What do you guys see?
We did have the pleasure of watching the first game, and to be honest, besides the Lakers, I think Oswego may have just beaten the second best team that's here, saying that Oswego would be first. But I do think it'll be a tough matchup because it's going to be a totally different game. It's going to be a totally different matchup, and Eastern Connecticut, it'll be tough, especially having Oswego coming off this high. But it'll be tough, but it'll be a great game.
Well, and Ross, the biggest thing I think I look at is how Eastern Connecticut came in today and just defensively dominated, absolutely dominated their opponent. And Oswego at times today struggled 22% from three, 41% from the field, 11 of 22 from the free throw line. That's not like them. Eastern Connecticut could defensively alone eliminate this Lakers team from the tournament.
A couple things I look at for tomorrow. The fans are not going to be as crowded in here because there's a Plattsburgh hockey game happening simultaneously. They're coming off this amazing game. They have less than 24 hours to regroup, focus on Eastern Connecticut, and then get everything ready to go. It's going to be an extremely tough matchup, especially with how good Eastern Connecticut is defensively. It's a toss-up, really.
And it's without a doubt going to be interesting. TOP will